So I think that we could start our today's wonderful Poets Meet, our celebration. Good evening, everyone. Honorable poets, on behalf of the Writers' Capital International Foundation, as Secretary General and Editor-in-Chief of Writers International Edition, I welcome you all, dearest friends, to our literary festival to honor the International Poetry Day, right on the day of the spring equinox. We will come back after watching a wonderful video compiled for this important event. So let's play the video, if we're ready. Oh, there are some people coming too. Okay. Wonderful. Awesome video, really inspiring. And this is actually today's theme, Bridging Cultures. We're uniting nations, and we're all a part of it. So this video was compiled specifically for this day, World Poetry Day, celebrated on the 21st of March, and was declared by UNESCO, the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, in 1999, with the aim of supporting linguistic diversity through poetic expression and increasing the opportunity for endangered languages to be heard. Its purpose is to promote the reading, writing, publishing, and teaching of poetry throughout the world. And as the original UNESCO declaration says, to give fresh recognition and impetus to national, regional, and international poetry movements. And of course, you all understand, this is exactly what Writers' Capital International Foundation is aiming at, the promotion of poetry and literature, among other expressions of art, worldwide, thus aiming at cultural diversity. You are the proof of it here tonight. First off, I would like to deliver to you the heartiest greetings of our President, Founder and CEO of Writers' Capital International Foundation, Mr. Prith Nambiar, who is sending his warmest regards and congratulations, promising to always remain by the side of poets, writers, and creators across the world. Because among you, some are poets and also painters and sculptors, thus creators. And mentioning the very reason of our celebration today, poetry. Poetry is the first and last of all knowledge, according to the quote, famous quote by poet William Wordsworth. Poetry, deriving from the ancient Greek word pieo, meaning I make, create, is an art form in which the language is not used in its primarily purpose, namely as a means of communication between or among people, but as a means of self-expression. The magic lies in part in the syntactic plot of the single words, in the interconnection and bonding, in a set of all the above interwoven together to produce a unique aesthetic, musical, and optical quality that targets the mind, the heart, and the very soul. The poet, you know it best, writes merely out of an innate urge to create, an inner drive to express the burst of images, messages, and emotions that flood their whole being. Poets invite us to join them in their own quest to unravel enigmas and mysteries, first and foremost, the mystery of life itself. They invite us in this quest to seek the dawn of a new era in which justice, equality, and peace will prevail, an era in which all ills shall be eliminated by the power of love, as the poet, the chosen one of the muse, indeed knows how to love, in fact, unconditionally. Poetry is madness, yet it is also our reason against irrationality. Poet is weakness, yet it is also power, the surging force of logos. Poetry is the course of life, solitary indeed, against the indifference in the unreasonable times of our contemporary lives. Poetry is also a powerful tool, sometimes more powerful than weapons themselves, as our own glorious poets proved, igniting the spark in order for our nation to be liberated again after 400 years of slavery. Master poets like Rigas Ferreos, Dionysios Solomos, and other Philhellenes like Lord Byron, exactly 200 years ago. Poetry is therefore the synonym of liberty and freedom and peace. So let us all celebrate poetry as we all know best, through our words, by means of our pens, our untamed fantasy, our boundless inspiration. We have the pleasure to have among us eminent poets from all over the world and honorable guests who represent their respective countries. Sila Campanini from Italy, Slavica Blagojevic from Serbia, Joan Josep Barceló from Spain, and Ujjal Ghosh from India. Thank you for being here, honoring our festival and your countries. And now, Dr. Janatha Kumari will deliver the keynote address. Sister Janatha, the floor is to you, my dear.
Yes.
Welcome.
Yes. Thank you, Irene.
We thank you for being here.
Video. Yes. Thank you, Irene, for the kind words. And good evening to all. Happy International Poetry Day to you, all of you. With much happiness, I thank all the great fellow poet friends for this togetherness and the spirit. I record my gratitude to Writers' Capital Foundation for acknowledging me with the Most Influential Women Award 2021 and giving me a space here to speak on Bridging Cultures, Uniting Nations. We all know that this kind of festival or celebration cannot happen overnight. The wheels had started rolling months back. And I know that the president of Writers Capital Foundation, Preet Nambiar, and the secretary, my dear friend and sister Irene, they have been working day and night to make this event happen today. And you both create magic. Started with love in the air. You connected all of us through love, and now poetry and for the total humanity. Humane you are that you mount miracles easily. The theme, well connected to the present scenario, I think that, or I deem it a privilege to speak on culture, then about writers, then about poetry, and how nations are connected or have to be connected. We know that speaking about culture, we know it's been described by very many people, many critics, philosophers, teachers, scholars in a different way. We have different culture. When we think about our culture, we believe that our culture is the best one in the world. But through literature or through writings of various other poets, other creators and contributors, we come to know about the culture of the other people, or the country. And actually, I think that culture is described as the love for perfection, or is a study of perfection. Maybe Matthew Arnold, the poet, critic, and the essayist, used the word culture to refer the ideal of an human individual, or the human refinement, or the best that has been thought, and set in the world. At the same time, when we take Kenneth Parker, he opines that culture is the whole life of human spirit in communities. It means the end of the civilized living. When we talk about cultures in a long-term way, it speaks about a coverage of all external and internal threats which we overcome. Maybe the identity, the repression, suppression, and also maybe the loss of identity, and then assimilation, attachment, everything on the whole, how we react to the internal as well as external threat. That makes us, or that tells about the culture of a country or a person even. So culture signifies, when we talk about a series of artistic or intellectual work agreed to the whole way of life, depicting the whole way of life. That is what we were there. Where are we? We are there. We are all creative people. We are artistic. That is, we are artists even. And also we have the imaginative creativity and also the lived experience we reflect in our poems. So naturally, what they say about is what Regan said was imaginative creativity and lived experience completely presents, or it wholly talks about, or it is what culture. So we say that it's a feeling of a people, or the shifting intangible complex and its manners, our habits, our morals, our habitats, and how the way we, the attire we wear or the food we eat, everything comes under the roof of culture, or the umbrella term of culture. More than when we speak about, for example, I can tell about a South African culture. When we talk about South African culture, it's been, what we can say, talked about for centuries, from time immemorial. It's more than a cultural melting pot. It's a big warm orgy of culture, full of amazing ingredients, surprises, and developing its rich flavor over centuries. So that was a mixed culture, multiculturalism. If we talk about India's culture, myself from India, and India's culture, that is Dr. Shashi Tharoor, he has told that India culture, this is what South African culture, even American culture is like a melting pot, but Indian culture is like a thali leaf. Thali leaf means, my other friends might not have known, banana leaf, where all the curries are served separately and the rice, and together it gives a sumptuous meal. That's what Indian culture. So how come this bridging the cultures? I think that it's not bridging the unbridgeable. We can bridge it. So how come we will bridge the cultures of the different countries, the different nation? That is what we, the writers, have the foremost important duty to connect the nations, uniting the nations, representing our own country through our creative work, through our creative over. We can do that. So, in that sense, what is the duty of me or the writer? We can say that writers are committed to the society in which they live, and an astonishing feature of a writer is that he or she passes on the issues which affect the society and the reality of it through the works. I can quote rightly here Williams. He speaks about culture in his article Culture and Society. A committed writer deals with the society's or problems or the society's related issues, and because he is engaged in writing a specific period of time. Talking about the specific people or some group of people or the particular period, people lived in the particular period of time, their style and content. So that can be expressed in writing, that's a novel or a fiction, poetry, or in any way. But when we say the committed writer brings to light the social and ethical issues they see and they care about, the primary obligation of a writer is that he has to engage with the social and ethical problems, and also he or she should attempt to find out some solution to the problem. That's what writers can do. That's the great work that writers are doing, whether it is through any genre of poem, any genre of literature. And when we talk about Rifkin's quote in Drama and Commitment, he says that this writer's duty or writing is a pledge, is a bond, an obligation, that is an obligation. That's the main obligation of the writers, is to illustrate the genuine image of the society through their writings. Leo Lowenthal, he talks about that the artist reacts to the society. That's what we see in the society, what we see among us, what is happening around us, that's what we are reflecting. We just perceive it and then we reflect it. And I am always fascinated by the South African writer, Nadine Gordimer, the white writer who had been continuously, ceaselessly writing for the liberation of the Black through her writing. Because she says in her book, In Writing and Being, I'll quote it, only through a writer's explorations could I have begun to discover the human dynamism of the place I was born to and the time it was enacted. Only in the prescient dimension of imagination could I bring together what had been deliberately broken and fragmented, fit together the shades of living experience, my own and that of the others, without which the whole consciousness is available. I had to be the part of the transformation of my place in order for it, that is, I know it. So here, Nadine Gordimer said that it is the duty of each writer to focus to the country, to the people. I have to be responsible in one or the other way to improve my country, or to showcase or bring to limelight the culture, the tradition, anything of my country. That's what the theme of International Poetry Day here stands. How we the writers, we are here. In one or the other way, we have been thriving as poets here. So how come we will connect this, our culture to the other nation? It's quite easy. Here, this is Writers Capital Foundation is been doing that work which uplifts humanity. See, we have been connected through love in the air, and I was so happy and enthralled to be with the family of so many 40, 50 poets, my poet friends from different countries, different nations. So that itself speaks that how we are connected through this writing or the poems, that we have become as a whole family, and we started knowing about each another. So what I think is, this is the greatest medium through which we can express the culture of one country. I can express about my the culture of my country, because I glorify my country's culture. I love it, I follow it. I can express it very well in my writings, that you all will read it and you can understand my country, my culture, and our people. Why not we, we all the friends in this International Day, we can take up a promise that we all will contribute poems, our poems on our own culture, our own country, and give it to Irene and the Preet Nambiar, so that let them make an anthology of bridging cultures, uniting nations, so that we can have a whole book or an anthology where we will be knowing about or delving deep or exploring the culture of the other countries. Well, I think that you all will accept to that, and I'm not saying something which is impossible, because they make the impossible possible. They are here because how come we will be supporting Writers International, Writers Capital Foundation? Because we have to be strong members of Writers Capital Foundation, because such a association or such a forum that only have given place for me to speak here about my culture, or a space for me. So we all friends, we have to, I wanted to know about the culture of your country. I love it. I have read about it, but reading will not give us the first or the primary thought, primary information. A person who is living in that country, if he or she writes that, and it's been given to us, we understand it, we cherish it, we love it. That will be a connection from mind to mind, heart to heart. That will always be there, and we can cherish it for a lifetime. Let the whole globe, let the whole universe think about this humanity. Humanity is more important. We should be humane. So nowadays we see everywhere there is discrimination. That is what I saw the video which has been posted here, shared here by Writers Capital Foundation. What beautiful words.
There must be a problem with the connection of Dr. Janata. Actually, it's an inspiring speech. I was absolutely engrossed in what she said. I'm not sure that everybody, of course, understood what Dr. Janata had to say, but in the bottom line, she just tried to tell us that we are all a family, as we, of course, address you as a family. Hopefully she'll come back soon to finish off her speech. It's what she says is really amazing. She's proposing that all of us should give a poem of our own country so that it could be compiled into a very nice, beautiful anthology, and so that everybody gets to know the culture of another country. Like, for instance, a Greek can get to know something about Indian culture, or about the Italian culture, even better, because as she very, very nicely mentioned, we can, of course, read books. This is the primary thing that we can do, but this is not enough. Yes, we don't learn about each other through books only, or not necessarily through that. Probably it's best what we have today, and in other live communications, we talk about things, we know how things are, and we get to know each other de profundis, as they say from the Latin, yes? So we get to know each other greatly. I hope you can hear me well, and if Dr. Janata has come back with us, she can finish. Unfortunately, I hope I can be heard. Somebody give me the thumbs up so that I know that I can be heard. Okay, wonderful. Is there somebody that would like to ask something about what Dr. Janatha wanted to say? Perhaps you didn't understand and I can somehow try to explain. It's okay, right? So you understood perfectly what she told us. She's a wonderful person. First of all, you can see that through the warmth in which she talked to us and addresses us, her family. Like we also believe she's really a major part of ours anyway. And like you all are, as I said yesterday to the demo, not many of you were able to come, and anyway, you know how to connect through Zoom, so it wasn't really necessary. But I wanted to tell you all how happy I am and lucky I feel when we all get together. I believe that you are the gems of this society that have come together in a beautiful work of art, so that everybody can chip in little work that has come to mind as an inspiration, and we can move on in the service of this humanity so that we can deliver a better world to the next generation. Whether we have kids or not, it doesn't matter. The generation that is coming next has to be not proud of what we did, at least to acknowledge that we tried, that we didn't leave anything to chance, right? So did Dr. Janatha come back? No? Well, until she comes back, I have to tell you something also that is really important for us. In today's celebration, we have the immense pleasure to present you with our Writers International Edition, our new publication house, through which already several books have been and are to be launched. First of all, the first book is by Agathi Arvanitaki, a wonderful poetry collection entitled Loneliness, both in Greek and in the English language, because it is to be translated soon and is going to be released soon, because loneliness is the state in which we find our inner selves and we find the truth. Then we have the latest poetry collection, Blooms of Perpetuity, by the poetess Parvati Ramahandran, with verses that will bloom inside our hearts. Next is the poetry collection Untamed Words by poetess Vula Memu in English. A book full of powerful verses and words that, like the soul of the poetess, simply cannot be tamed. 4. Heart-Shaped, Kardioschema, the adorable poetry collection by Olga Himastou, published already in Greek, will soon be translated into English and into Spanish. For the shape of the heart, if drawn correctly, is the shape of infinite love that can actually connect everybody and collect everybody inside. 5th, Nikos Naoumis, our poet and author. The new fiction novel he's writing now is to be published both in Greek and in English. Dimitrios Karousis, Dimitris, a compilation of poems from his already published collections, offering valuable insight into the mysteries and hardships of life, that will be translated into English and published soon. Our friend, I have to mention that too, Professor Rachel Barry, is doing a very, very serious job along with her colleagues and assistants, and she's compiling a wonderful book on Asian poetry, a grandiose work. Wishing you great success, Sister Rachel. I know this is also coming soon, your book, very, very nice. And we also congratulate Dr. Janatha for the release of her latest poetry collection by Indus Scrolls, as well, A Bundle of Joy, a true literary gem. Congratulations to all poets and authors who are keeping the inspiration high and have selected us for their promotion and/or edition. Congratulations to everybody. Keep the inspiration high. And I just want to ask once again if Dr. Janatha has come in to finish her speech. Sister Janatha, have you come in? Let me check. All right, we'll give her the floor a bit later. And now I would like to ask you, the poets, as we shall begin reciting our poems. Actually, we are 45 esteemed poets from 12 different countries. Your turn, my dears, to make us indulge in the world of your fantasy, talent, and grandeur. First off, our special friend, Achimastu Olga. Are you here with us, Olga?
Good evening to all.
Good evening, Olga. Welcome.
Thank you very, very much for your good words for my book and all the others.
It's incredible, actually.
I can't wait to read them all. I would like to, I'm very glad I see Pervez, because he was the one who took all the nice pictures of me. Hello,
thank you so much.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Thank you very much.
My friends.
Greetings.
Thank you.
The poem I will say tonight, it has to do with another noble person, purpose of Writers' Capital Foundation, about the animals, the love which we should have in animals. And it's called Dogs Deserted in Barrels. I will say it in English and then in Greek.
Please.
Dogs deserted in barrels. It looks from afar, it looks and wonders, why am I tied up out here? I just gave love. Why this love is renounced by this bipedal there, which considers himself as human? And what did I ask? Some water, a caress. And he replied, your place is out there in a deep darkness. What should one say? What to first talk about? This heartless heart, how can it be touched? If nature and trees and birds and all unite in one, will be a new birth of redemption and humanism. Τα βαρελόσκυλα. Κοιτάει από μακριά, κοιτάει και αναρωτιέται, γιατί δεν με ενωμέχουνε? Εγώ αγάπη έδωσα, γιατί τι να παρνιέται αυτό το δίποδο εκεί που άνθρωπος λογέται? Και τι του ζήτησα εγώ? Λίγο νερό, ένα χάδι? Και εκείνος μου απάντησε, η θέση σου είναι εσένα εκεί, σε ένα βαθύ σκοτάδι. Τι θα έπρεπε κανείς να πει, τι να πρωτολαλήσει, αυτή την άκαρδη καρδιά πώς να την εραγίσει? Αν φύση και δέντρα και πουλιά και όλοι γεννούμε ένα, λύτρωσης και ανθρωπισμού θα γίνουμε μία γένα. Thank you all very much.
Congratulations, Olga. Very touching, very profound. Thank you so much. It is exactly as you said, connected to our festival that we are conducting in May, pretty soon. And we are actually gathering artists from all over the world. It's a great participation. And thank you so much for reciting this particular poem here tonight. I think I saw Dr. Janatha coming back again. Would you like to continue with your speech, Dr. Janatha? Have you finished? If you can hear us, of course. We have this sometimes connectivity problems, but I think that you're in. Can you hear us? Okay, maybe a bit later. Now I call another friend of ours, Φιλίτσα Αθηναής Αναπνιώτου. Φιλίτσα?
Καλησπέρα.
Καλησπέρα, welcome dear.
Hello from Athens. Blessed spring equinox, I feel so happy to meet you in this great festival, Poetry. Thank you, Mr. Prith Nambiar, my dear friend Irena, and the Capital Writers Foundation. I will read my poem in Greek language. It has the title Justification. It is about the justice, human rights, freedom and love between the people. So,
Wonderful.
Justification, δικαίωση. Ανεβήκαμε στις κορυφές του πάθους. Κοιτάξαμε κατά πρόσωπο την Άβυσσο. Ορμήσαμε στους γκρεμούς και αντλήσαμε πάλι τη σκοτεινή δύναμη για την ανάβαση. Μέσα σε αστραπές από φως, σε πυκνή νέφωση, σε έξαρση που φυλούσε τον άνεμο, σε ενδοσκοπήσεις πικρές όπως ο θάνατος. Δουλοί, ελεύθεροι, πάντως εκτελέσαμε το χρέος μας. Παλέψαμε και ακόμα παλεύουμε. Η πείνα και η δίψα, η τραγική σιωπή των γερόντων, οι αρρώστιες των νέων, ο αδικαίωτος θάνατος χαραμισμένων ζώων, θυσία στο μένος των ισχυρών. Έτοιμα πάντα μέσα μου το χρέος της δικαιοσύνης να φαντάζει σαν χαμένη υπόθεση. Τίποτα όμως χαμένο δεν είναι, όταν παλεύεις ψυχήτε και σώματι γι' αυτό, ακολουθώντας την τροχιά του κύκλου της φύσεως των νόμων, με υπέρτατον αυτών της δικαιοσύνης των νόμων. Και οι μέρες της δικαίωσης, αν είναι να έρθουν, λουσμένες στο χαμόγελο να επιβεβαιωθούν, ο σπόρος θα είναι που ευλάστησε καρπούς του ήθους και της αγάπης, κάνοντας να εδραιωθούν θεμέλια παντοδύναμα, με αντίσταση τεράστια και γενναία, ισχυρή μονομάχη με βήμα σταθερό, σε φωτοβόλες αποστολές, πάνω από τον ήλιο, πάνω από τη θάλασσα, στο απέραντο τοπίο της ψυχής, πυρήνα, μέσω χώρο, έξω στροφή νοητή, στην επίγνωση της ομιλούσας σιωπής, εγκαθιδρύοντας εστίας, άζεστο πύρι ιερής. Ποιος τους είπε πως μπορούν τον ήλιο να διαφεντεύουν? Εδώ θα βγεις και εκεί μπορείς, μα εδώ η καταχνιά τους πρέπει. Ποιος τους είπε πως μπορούν τη θάλασσα να ορίζουν και την πολύπαθη τη λευτεριά με χειροπέδες όρια να εχμαλωτίζουν? Ποιος τους είπε πως μπορούν τον αέρα με πυράβλους να βιάζουν και κατά πώς συμφέρει αυτούς τάφους ομαδικούς στη γη μας να γεμίζουν? Εμπρός, αδέλφια μου, όλης της γης, εμπρός. Ενωθείτε και αντισταθείτε. Τους παρανοϊκούς ματσάλινη θέληση, νικηφόρα παραμερίστε. Η ανδρεία αρμόζει της ζωής και η νίκη της ειρήνης. Εμπρός, αδέλφια μου, όλης της γης. Η ευτυχία τότε μόνο πλέρεια θα είναι και απλή. Θα φέρει στους ανθρώπους την κατανόηση, την αγάπη, την αλληλοεκτίμηση και τον αλληλοσεβασμό, αφού καθένας μας θα βλέπει τον συνάνθρωπό του σαν τον άλλο του εαυτό. Ευχαριστώ. Thank you.
You're wonderful. Thank you so much, Filica. Very, very profound verses. Thank you so much. You're exquisite. Συγχαρητήρια. And now I call another friend, Διονυσία Αγγελοπούλου. Hello, Διονυσία.
Hello.
Hello, dear. Καλώς ήρθες.
Καλησπέρα. Είμαι η Διονυσία Αγγελοπούλου από τον Πειραιά και από την Ελλάδα. Είμαι πάρα πολύ συγκινημένη. Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ για τη σημερινή ημέρα. Η ποίηση ενώνει ανθρώπους, ενώνει λαούς, εξαφανίζει τις αποστάσεις και είμαστε τώρα ο ένας δίπλα στον άλλον και μοιραζόμαστε όμορφες λέξεις αποτυπωμένες σε ένα ποίημα. Γινόμαστε ένα. Θέλω να διαβάσω
Would you like me to say what you said in English, Διονυσία?
Στα ελληνικά θα τα πω.
In short, εσύ θα το πεις ελληνικά, να πω λίγο τι είπες. In short, Διονυσία said that exactly that she's very touched today, being among us. And her feeling is also that what we do today through poetry is really bridging cultures and uniting the nations through our words and verses. And she also salutes everybody from Athens, Greece, Piraeus actually. Έλα, Διονυσία μου.
Η δύναμη της ποίησης. Δεν ακούγεται τίποτα. Μόνο το κλάμα του ουρανού. Οι σκιές έχουν περικυκλώσει την ψυχή σου. Την τρομάζουν. Η ματιά σου έχει γκρίζο χρώμα. Οι σκέψεις έχουν το μαύρο του θανάτου. Σε κάνουν να νιώθεις νεκρός ζωντανός. Παγωμένη η καρδιά. Γεμάτη χιόνι. Μοιάζει με χιονισμένο βουνό. Νεκρά ξερά τα φύλλα του αύριο. Γυμνά κλαδιά τα όνειρα. Και εσύ μόνη να παλεύεις με τους γίγαντες του σκοταδιού. Η ηχό ενός τραγουδιού, μελοποιημένη ποίηση, είναι και η ζεστή στίχη του. Μια μουσική μαγική, όντως μαγική. Ξυπνά τους χτύπους της καρδιάς, ζεσταίνει τις φλέβες της. Αρχίζεις να χορεύεις, σιγά σιγά, ρυθμικά. Κάποιος σου κρατά το χέρι απαλά, παρέστηση, και εσύ αρχίζεις να ονειρεύεσαι. Ξανά, θαύμα. Η μουσική μέσα σου εισχωρεί, χρωματίζει την ψυχή σου, και εκείνη τραγουδά, υμνεί την αγάπη. Τότε αρχίζεις να ζητάς ένα φιλί, ένα χάδι. Αρχίζεις να ζεις. Τα μάτια βλέπουν καθαρά την άνοιξη της φύσης, που λιώνει τα χιόνια της καρδιάς και την γεμίζει έρωτα. Ένα πουλί αυτό της αισιοδοξίας κουνιάσαι μέσα σου. Και εσύ χορεύεις για την ζωή. Νιώθεις δυνατή και ελεύθερη. Ευχαριστώ.
Thank you so much, Dionysia. It's the power of poetry. This is the poem of Dionysia. Thank you so much. It is wonderful, wonderful verses. And next is our dear friend from Athens, from Elefsina, Arvanitaki Agathi. Agathi mu.
Okay. Good evening. Thank you that you give me the chance to present you a poem for the woman. The woman in the city, the woman in province, the woman in love, the woman as a mother and as a continuity of life. Η γυναίκα στα χτυποκάρδια όλων των ανθρώπων, στο ηλιοβασίλεμα και στο ξεκίνημα της μέρας, καθρεφτίζεις όλες τις τέχνες. Παντού χαμογελάς, κλαις, γεμίζεις με την παρουσία σου τους αγρούς της πόλης και κάθε τι που για να υπάρξει πρέπει να υπάρχεις εσύ. Πάγωσαν οι στιγμές γυναίκα στον έρωτα, πάγωσαν οι στιγμές γυναίκα μάνα. Στον ατέλειωτο χρόνο κολυμπάς, φέρνοντας το μήνυμα της αγάπης. Τα δάκρυα σου στέγνωσαν όταν σε γέμισαν λουλούδια τα όνειρά σου. Άνθος που φιλορροεί στο χέρι των ανθρώπων γυναίκα, άνθος που λάμπει στο σκοτάδι. Το άρωμά σου γεμίζει τις καρδιές και τα χρώματά σου ηριδίζουν στην ψυχή όλων. Τελείωσα.
It was wonderful. Bravo, bravo, Agathi. The woman in her many, many roles, multitasking. Women here understand what I'm talking about. Fortunately or unfortunately, the day only has 24 hours, my dears, and we have to make use of, I don't know how many, how many we can. All right. Perhaps Dr. Jonathan has come back? Yes? Okay, so now I'm going to ask our special friend and guest of honor in today's festival, Joan Joseph Barceló.
Good afternoon.
Hola, bienvenido.
Calispera, penso che in greco. Benvenuto, grazie.
Gracias.
I thanks to you for this great festival of poetry in this day. My greetings for everybody, and I'm very happy to have my participation in this act today. I read a short poem in Catalan. It's my mother language from Spain, and I read the same poem in English, translate in English. In Catalan, the name is Els espectres atòmics de les aigües mortes. Un principi d'indeterminació, de vora el substrat, una cavitat en la funció de les ones, ofrena de la terra en el desplaçament de la conseqüència. Errant i fugitiu, si el vent es propaga en el buit, els nòmades caden tornar. Matusalem tenia 187 anys quan va engendrar Jo soc, i encara va viure 782 anys més, i va ser Jo seré. Matusalem morí als 969 anys, assolit al grau de llibertat en un oscil·lador harmònic unidimensional. Now I read the poem translated in English. The atomic spectra of dead waters. A principle of indeterminacy devours the substrate, a cavity in the function of the waves, the earth offering in the displacement of consequence, drifting and freeing. If the wind propagates in vacuum, nomads can return. Methuselah was 187 when he began I am. And he lived on for 782 years more to become I will be. Methuselah died at the age of the 969, having reached the level of freedom in one-dimensional harmonic oscillator. Thank you very much.
Absolutely wonderful. Very, very inspiring. And also it gives us the chance to think of how young we are all. Yes.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Wonderful.
Kisses and hugs.
Then I will have to ask Sister Rachel Barry, to recite her poem and salute us. Hello, Sister Rachel.
Hello, Irene. So lovely to see you
Welcome.
all. Yeah, and I'm very happy to be a part of this celebration. And I'm from India. And as Dr. Janata said, perhaps we might have an anthology which talks about all our cultures, which would be a delight to read. I would like to read one poem, and in keeping with today's theme, I've titled it as Across Cultures, Across Nations, One Poet, One Nation. I'm going to read it. It's a short poem. As natural as the sun, the snow and the rain, the smoldering volcano, and as natural as the fragrance of the petrichor and the flow of the fiery lava, should poetry flow for me. As spontaneous as sight and smell and touch, as the grasp of my index finger on the pen as I write, as natural as the knowledge that the page on which I write is endless, as hopeful to find a new page and ink lest it dries up, as genuine as the sweat on my brow and the tears in my eyes and the smile on my lips should poetry come to me. Tireless like the watch tied on my slender wrist, and the thirst in my brain, and the lethargy in my limbs as sleep envelopes, as beautiful as the contentment of a dream and life lived, as natural as the love which flows over the continents, binding poets worldwide with love and faith and hope, uniting and strengthening. Let poetry flow to unite. If not, let poetry not come to me at all. Thank you. Thank you very much, Irene.
We thank you for these inspiring verses, dear Rachel, and we look forward to seeing your book, which is going to be coming out soon on Asian poetry. We're really looking forward to it, all of us.
Thank you. Thank you, Irene.
Welcome. So now I call our friend from Argentina, Pausa Marcos. Marx, ¿estás aquí?
Yes. Hi, Irene.
Hello, bienvenido.
Nice to I have a little speech. Hello, I want to thank everyone at Writers Capital International Foundation for this wonderful invitation and greet the Alinity Democratia with great joy for its 200 years of independence. And I really am deeply touched, and I want to thank all the poets here for this opportunity. So I will read a poem first in English and then in Spanish, which is my mother language. We need to turn off the TV. We need more Martin Luther King or Rosa Parks, and less Adolf Hitler and neo-Nazis. We need more Mahatma and Indira Gandhi than oppressive empires. We need the patience of Nelson Mandela fighting against apartheid with the clamor of the people by his side. We need more Silvio Rodriguez singing to a beach. We need Camilo, Ernesto, and Fidel. We need thousands of Goku doing hanky damas. We need Leon O to see beyond the obvious. We need more. We need astronauts on the continuum 3 and 4. We need more Jesus and love each other. We need more Francisco. We need to go back to Bolivar's dreams of Belgrano and San Martin. We need more flower revolutions and Lisbon. We need less media manipulation and more channels broadcasting true joy to be free from the yoke of corporations. We need to turn off the TV or change channels if necessary. We need a remote control revolution to fight against the rubber bullet revolution. We need too much to put ourselves in the place of the other. We need to keep looking like mothers and grandmothers from Plaza de Mayo. We need more social justice, as Perón and Eva will say. We need more John Lennon and Yoko Ono and imagine that another world is possible. We need Bertolt to remind our story. We need Malcolm X removing our bandages. We need Antonio Gramsci, Silo, and Noam Chomsky. We need more poets committed to their people. We need to end sadness and shame. We need to put an end to certain outrages like hunger and inequality in a world that is falling apart and underline the dignity of every human being above all things. Thank you. And a continuation, voy a leer en español ahora.
Sí, sí, claro. Estamos
Sorry.
esperando.
Necesitamos apagar la tele. Necesitamos más Martin Luther King o Rosa Parks y menos Adolf Hitler y neonazis. Necesitamos más Mahatma e Indira Gandhi que imperios opresores. Necesitamos de la paciencia de Nelson Mandela luchando contra el apartheid con el clamor del pueblo a su lado. Necesitamos más Silvio Rodríguez cantándole a una playa. Necesitamos a Camilo, a Ernesto y a Fidel. Necesitamos de miles de Goku haciendo Genkidamas. Necesitamos de Leon O viendo más allá de lo evidente. Necesitamos de más samba y menos Disney. Necesitamos eternautas en el continuum 3 y 4. Necesitamos más Jesús y amor al prójimo. Necesitamos más Francisco. Necesitamos volver a los sueños de Bolívar, de Belgrano y San Martín. Necesitamos más revoluciones de las flores y Lisboa. Necesitamos menos manipulación mediática y más canales transmitiendo la alegría verdadera de ser libres del yugo de las corporaciones. Necesitamos apagar la tele o cambiar canales si es necesario. Necesitamos una revolución de los controles remotos para luchar contra la revolución de las balas de goma. Necesitamos, en demasía, ponernos en el lugar del otro. Necesitamos seguir buscando, como las madres y las abuelas. Necesitamos más justicia social, como dirían Perón y Eva. Necesitamos más John Lennon y Yoko Ono e imaginar que otro mundo es posible. Necesitamos Bertolt Brecht recordándonos la historia. Necesitamos Malcolm X quitando nuestras vendas. Necesitamos de Antonio Gramsci, Silo y Noam Chomsky. Necesitamos más poetas comprometidos con su gente. Necesitamos terminar con la tristeza y el oprobio. Necesitamos darle punto final a ciertos atropellos como el hambre y la desigualdad en un mundo que se cae a pedazos y subrayar la dignidad de cada ser humano por encima de todas las cosas. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias a ti. Qué lindos versos. Muy bien, sí. The reality is we need more of poets and poets uniting the world to express the power of words towards this unity. Thank you so much, Marco. Now we call our friend Arsha. Are you here, Arsha? Can you hear us? Are you with us? Maybe before Arsha is ready, is back Dr. Janatha? Okay, let's give some time. We also have the pleasure to have among us, hopefully she's here too, my friend from Serbia, Slavica Plakojevic. Are you here, Slavica? Our friend Anisia? There must be a connection problem today for some regions. I can understand that. So I go on and give them the time to come back so that I don't waste your time too. I'm sure I saw somewhere with us our special guest of honor, Sila Campanini from Italy. I hope the problems have been resolved, Sila. Cara Sila, are you here with us?
Sila sta qua, però non ci sente. Sila.
I think we can hear you, can we? Sila, can you talk? No, not yet. We cannot hear you. Give us a kiss, a big kiss, Sila, a bacio. We're so happy you're here with us. Hopefully we resolve the problem of the sound. Yes, I'll come back to you when you're ready. Yes, okay, dear. Okay. Next thing I want to say is that we have among us the great poetess Johanna Devadayavu, our lovely sister from India too. Johanna, ma'am, are you here?
Yes, hello. Good
Welcome.
evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. I thank you so much. Thank Writers Capital Foundation for this beautiful event of International Poetry Day. I'm so glad to be among all of you. And I'm going to recite my poem. We are born to live in love. How did shepherds turn anthropophagus? Impostors have unveiled their true stature to scare and frighten the innocent sheep, the sheep of one shepherd and one pasture. I hear souls whining for help, beguiled souls in bondage of invisible shackles, shackles of old orthodox heresies, while the gatekeepers crack up in cackles. Insidious wolves and prowling jackals I observe staring through my window pane. I hear crying, the cry of the dying in anguish, by strain, in pain. Shackles and shackles are illusory delusion. In the light of truth and love, they vanish. Brothers and sisters, we are one family. Stand hand in hand, all corruption vanquish. Consider life, life all-encompassing. Our ethereal souls know no closed doors. Of one color, they speak the same language. Living souls spring forth from the same source. Don't believe the lie. We aren't born to die. We are born to live and support all life. We are born to share and care, not to fight. We are born to reflect love divine and light. Thank you so much. That was my poem. Thank you so much.
Incredible. Very, very nice. As always, Sister Johanna, you know how I feel about your poetry. Thank you so much, my dear. You're welcome. And now let us go to another friend, Vasiliki Dragouni. Vasiliki, καλησπέρα.
Καλησπέρα Ειρήνη, καλησπέρα σε όλους. Good evening everyone. I am Vasiliki Dragouni, author and poet from Greece. I am very honored to be here today, to be joining this group of distinguished authors and poets in this International Poetry Day festival. Poetry is as relevant now as ever. People look to poems most often at times of change, happy times or sad times. Poetry as an art form is used to explore this potential for change in the future, building bridges between words and worlds, and broadening intercultural dialogue. I will recite, hopefully, if I have enough time, two of my poems. The first one has the title Pathways. Actually, the Greek title Atropos is much more poetic. It's Pathways, and refers to poetry as an art of quest. I think, Irene, that you mentioned earlier, to the quest, to poetry.
That's
as
right.
an art of quest. So, Pathways. Like a double helix, complicated thoughts transform into experience, leaving half-extinguished traces on the wet trails of the days. This is how the poems live. They climb like ivy on the tree of our lives, dripping blood on poppies. Fresh form emerges from the union of memory and senses. Poetry is the art of quest, wandering alone at the crossroads of words, walking in the dark mold of time and space, or flying to unreal places with an earthly mantle. The poem never ends. It penetrates the depths of the soul, soaks through the veil of pain, and settles to those secret depths of our most sensitive self. My second poem has the title In This Very Moment. In this very moment, every particle of earth and air, every whispering voice, and every tear that flows from joy or sorrow, the fog over the water, the prolonged sound of crying, the harsh notes of rage, the empty gaze that shields everything, the reflection made of glass, the tyranny of touch, the rush of pleasure, the palpable darkness of twilight, the sense of expectation in the tired mind, the hope of existence in doubt, the near and the far, always and everywhere, here, in this very moment. Thank you.
We thank you, Vasiliki. Wonderful.
Best wishes to everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here tonight. Wonderful. Now I call our friend from India as well, Sashwata. Are you here, my dear?
Yes.
Good evening.
Good evening. Very good evening. First of all, happy World Poetry Day to everybody, and my sincere regards to everyone. I am from India. I write in Bengali, which is the 4th largest language on the earth, and as per UNESCO, it is the sweetest language. Now, just I am going to recite my poems. First of all, a ballad on estrangement. You are not easily available. For me, very tough to meet you. On the Nilgiri mountain, Kurinji flowers blooming in autumn, every 12 years gap. You resemble the very identical species. You have bloomed once again during this season all over the valley. Those suffering from leprosy assemble there and believe that they will be cured if they paste grinding petals of a rare species like you on their wounds. All their old maladies will be gone for good. Following the equator, I have also come here. We are belonging to the same planet, but rarely meeting each other. I will climb to search you using the worn-out staircase through mist. We lie down tiringly on the notch of a stone you just cast off upon. My body, open your petals from head to the fingers of your 2 legs. Let them storm dash out if you put your lips on. You are the sanatorium to me, the secret panacea. Another one, an Egyptian folktale. Don't throw stones at a fellow who truly loves you. Those stones will come back to you someday or other. It is an Egyptian folktale, the written version in the proverb. But you didn't obey it. Rather, as a fast lover, you ditched him, leaving him alone. Putting chewing gum casually in your mouth at 10:08 in the morning, you are crossing the quiet desert. No mirage is visible, only broken skeletons of camels lie scatteredly here and there. Sometimes after the sun will look like a ruthless hammer. After pulling out from your rucksack the last bottle of beverage, you being exhausted will roll on the ground senseless. Sense when regained, you listen to the wind of the storm. It's the curse of the god of sands and deserts. Throughout your life, you all alone will go on searching water. You will earn money, enjoy solvency, but you will get a beloved. Thank you.
Thank you, dear friend Sashwata. Wonderful.
Thank you.
And now I see that Dr. Janatha has come back. Janatha, did you get the chance to finish your keynote address after this connectivity problem that we had? Unmute, dear. Unmute. Can you unmute yourself?
There was a network problem. Yeah, there was a network problem here.
Yes, there is a problem. We can hear that. But if you wanted to say...
Yes, actually, I wanted to say is that there's a concept called Vasudeva Kudumbagam. Yeah, all are one. The whole universe, we all belong to. That is, we belong to one family. So we have to be like that, one family, and so that we are here through Writers Capital Foundation. And I thought that we all will become members. It's nothing else promoting Writers Capital Foundation. We'll become the members of Writers Capital Foundation. We can do a lot because we can publish our books there, and also we will always stay together as a family, feel that we can do something for humanity. And that's what I wanted to tell you. So writing has connected us together. Poetry, we as poets, we have connected together. And so that will help us to reach some other zenith, to glorify humanity through our writing. As writers or as poets, we can do something else, connecting our nation, uniting our nations, so that there will not be any discrimination on the basis of religion, caste, or color, creed, anything else. We love humanity, we have to be humane, and so that we all believe that we belong to one family and there is only one God. That's what I wanted to convey to you all. So very happy to be connected with all the friends. And for there was a break came and I was thinking of a lot of things to tell to you, because that everything has, I was completely under, what we can say, it became void. It is nothing came there. And so happy being a member of this. I wanted to be always with Writers Capital Foundation. My support is always there, and my part will be always there in contributing something else towards Writers Capital Foundation. Thank you, my Sarah Preet and my sister Irene. And if you permit, I will read one poem that will tell you about my hometown culture.
Yes, sure.
This is how my hometown.
Please.
This is my perfect abode. That is dedicated to my hometown, a small town there in Kanyakumari district in Tamil Nadu, India. So it's very, typically people, all the people connected with one another. My perfect abode, my hometown, you are my perfect abode. You have an identity that shrieks about your greatness. Togetherness and belongingness is what my people know. You taught me the sweet emotions of tranquility. You are indeed a heaven for your brethren. Alienation and indifference often pop up, but your twinkling spark of benign love gently taps the outright ego that melts into nothingness. Just like borders, there are inbuilt virtual borders one creates or establishes to each one's fancy. But lo, that crumbles to the extent of difficulty in rebuilding. I see a woman in you, endures all atrocities attached to the silly and sulky mind. You preserve the morbid masculinity which unearth the femininity. Children of God we are, but proudly we say, we are the children of Padmanabha, your own. Love to caress you with much fondness for all the boons you secretly kept for me. You are a fragrant blossom, you hold all to your bosom, creates ambrosial love in our hearts. The fragrance you spread is swiftly carried away to the fraternity. How will I thank you, O my hometown, for the benevolence, for the magnanimity, for teaching me the lessons of love and life. You can be called as a village of deities. Your geography marvels us. Lakes and ponds, hills and hillocks, temples and tantrums, fields and yards, palace and temple cars. Festivals adorn you. We adorn ourselves. Each month is a choice for celebration. We celebrate the everlasting bond of togetherness to glorify you, my fairyland. Clad in attires of grandeur, clinging bangles, music of the anklets, the bindi between the brows, dreamy kajal-smeared eyes, jasmine flowers to add grace, damsels in dazzling glow, move forward with much mirth, like the fairies of the wonderland. You, my land of enchantment, fills my heart with fancy thoughts. Amman, the God, the pride of you, indeed the pride of us. She is immaculate, perfect, and completes the existence. Meaning to our existence, you comfort us, soothe and reside us in our hearts. You made me live and love to live. For my precious bundle of joy, you bless us with prosperity and fertility. Give us new life, inspire and encourage. You guard us under your silver wings. The temple and the gods are always our pride. And 1 minute, yeah. the serene water in the lakes and ponds, the tall coconut trees swaying in the wind, the lined houses housed in the streets add beauty to my village. The deities guard us like a fortress and provide, and the deities guard us like a fortress, protect, provide, and preserve us, shower us happiness and peace. We are safe and we never fear, for you are the immortal Hamlet. Oh, my lovely paradise, you give meaningful to our life. I love to be back on the laps of you, to relive the sweet, passionate emotions and to cherish it for a lifetime. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sister Janatha. First of all, thank you so much for your lovely verses that are so inspiring as always. Your keynote address, while you were away, I also commented on that, that you really inspired us, especially towards in the compilation of the anthology, as you said, so that we can get to know each other. This would be actually a blessing and a promise to whenever it comes to our hands that we are going to publish, of course. And we are so proud of having people like you among us, helping us, supporting us towards the service of humanity. Thank you so much, my dear sister. Thank you. And now we go to
giving me the opportunity to connect with more friends. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, it can happen, but no problem. Now I call Αγγελική Γεωργιάδη. Αγγελική.
Ωραία.
Καλησπέρα.
Εντάξει.
Καλώς τη. Ναι.
Χαιρετίζω όλους τους ποιητές του κόσμου, της γης. Παγκόσμια ημέρα ποίησης σήμερα και ερηνή ησημερία. 21 Μάρτη 2021. Ευχαριστώ πρώτα απ' όλα τους διοργανωτές για τη συμμετοχή μου σε αυτή την παγκόσμια διαδικτυακή συνάντηση των ποιητών. Μέσα από το ταραγμένο σκηνικό της ανθρωπότητας, οι φωνές των ποιητών ας γίνουν βάλσαμο. Ας σας απαγγείλω ένα πολύ μικρό απόσπασμα από το ποίημα της εγγονής μου, Ζωής Περούλια, συγγραφέα παιδικών βιβλίων, υποέκδοση και εικαστικό καλλιτέχνη. Ως άλλη Περσεφόνη. Άφησε τις λύπες του χειμώνα απλά, όπως αφήνουν τα χιλιδόνια τις φωλές τους και τρέχουν να βρουν την άνοιξη ως άλλη Περσεφόνη. Έλα με το άρμα σου, θεράπευσε τις πληγές σου, να μπει μέσα στο φως, να μπει μέσα το φως να ανθίσει όλη η γη. Και τώρα η δική μου συμμετοχή. Παγερός χειμώνας. Έλα ποιητή, ας αφυπνίσουμε τη λανθάνουσα ανάγκη για δίθεν ασφάλεια. Ας μη σπαταλάμε την ενέργειά μας σε μάταιες φαντασιώσεις. Εγκλισμός και ασφάλεια δεν συμβαδίζουν. Ας αποσυνδεθούμε από την ψευδαίσθηση του φόβου μιας υποταγμένης, εξαθλιωμένης ζωής πριν ριζώσει εντός των τυχών. Ας αφυπνιστούμε πριν να είναι αργά και παραδώσουμε στις νέες γενιές μεταλλαγμένες σκέψεις. Ακούω τον ήχο του φόβου, το δάκρυ μου ματώνει, καθώς ο παγερός φετινός χειμώνας δεν μοιάζει με άλλες εποχές. Τα παιδιά δεν παίζουν στους δρόμους, το γέλιο τους δεν αντυχεί. Η παραχμή τα κρατάει έγκλειστα. Ο νεοταξικός φασισμός παίρνει τον πανικό του θανάτου, τα μεταμορφώνει σε μελλοντικές αποστηρωμένες βόμβες. Και εμείς, οι μεγάλοι, πυθύνια όργανα, σκλάβοι, ως άλλοι εφιάλτες. Και εμείς, οι ποιητές, πώς επιτρέπουμε τον παγερό χειμώνα. Σας ευχαριστώ πολύ.
Bravo, Angeliki.
Thank you so much, Angeliki. Angeliki recited a poem by her granddaughter as well, who is also an author of children's books. Congratulations. Congratulations to you. Συγχαρητήρια. Ευχαριστούμε πάρα πολύ.
η Βασιλική να πει λίγο στην αγγλική γλώσσα. Εν συντομία 1 λεπτό είναι. Ευχαριστώ πολύ.
Η Βασιλική, βεβαίως.
Το δικό μου ποίημα. Ναι. Ωραία, ωραία.
Όσοι δεν μιλούν, παρακαλώ κλείστε τα μικρόφωνα.
Ωραία.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is my privilege and honor on behalf of Irene Doura-Kavadia from Corinth, Greece, to recite her poem, Frosty Winter.
Βασιλική, συγγνώμη ένα λεπτό. Βασιλική μου, μπορείς να χαμηλώσεις τον ήχο σου εσύ, γιατί σε ακούμε μικροφωνικά. Δεν θα ακουστεί το ποίημα, είναι κρίμα.
Okay.
Όσο πιο χαμηλά, τόσο το καλύτερο.
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the poetess Angeliki Georgiadi-Kapokaki from Corinth, Greece, I am going to recite her poem, Frosty Winter. Come, my dear poet, let us wake the latent need for this supposed security. Let's not waste our energy in fantasies that are in vain. Imprisonment and security don't go together, you know. Let's disconnect from the illusions of fear, a suppressed, subjugated, miserable life, before it spreads its roots inside the walls. Let's wake up before it's too late and we pass over to new generations, genetically modified, mutant thoughts. I hear the sound of fear. My tears become blood as this year's winter doesn't look like the other seasons. The children don't play in the streets anymore. Their laughter doesn't echo as it did. The decline of humanity holds them in horrible confinement. The new fascism of the classes spreads the panic of death and transforms them into future sterilized bombs. And we, the eldest, submissive organs and slaves, like other traitors with the name Ephialtes, and we the poets, how do we permit this very cold and frosty winter to come? Thank you so much for listening to me. Many
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Irene, for having us with you. Oh, thank you.
Our pleasure.
Thanks to everyone.
Thank you, dears.
God bless. Thank you so much.
Is with us Sila Campanini. Sila, are you with us now? Sila? Until Sila tries to resolve this problem, I give the floor to Evangelia Maritza, my dear friend.
Hello.
Hello, my dear. Hello. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Happy National Poetry Day 2021 from Greece.
Thank you too. So glad you're here.
Yes, me too. So my special thanks to you, Vice President Irene Doura-Kavadia, and to the President of Writers Capital Foundation, Prithvi Nambiar, for having me today. This is indeed a great celebration for bridging cultures and the United Nations. My name is Evangelia Maric, and I'm the head of General Secretariat Division in Public Relations at the Athens Naval Hospital in Greece. And I'm also an instructor in adult education and lifelong learning at the National Center for Public Administration and Local Government. 2021 is a highly symbolic year for Greece, as it marks the 200th anniversary of the outbreak of the country's independence war in 1821. Today, I'm happy to be around poets from all over the world, and this fact reveals that human passion is the source of human life and progress. Such events are pointing out that poetry creates a type of global culture for sustainability that would reinforce how to passionately care for the future of ourselves, each other, and our planet, in order to ultimately save Anthropos, humanity, and cosmos. Therefore, I will recite my poems. In the swamp. I have managed to get myself out of the swamp. I felt like I was stuck in the mud. Sometimes I feel this pandemic phenomenon stretches me that much that my veins crazily pulse, and then suddenly they freeze. My brain feels like it is inhibited by an eater that eagerly swallows all my emerging neurons. It's made by past and roots. It's bare, present, and future, unplunged, unfluctuating, unsoaring. I have managed to get myself out of the swamp. Keep coping, keep hoping, keep dreaming. Second poem is The Idea. Hot flesh burning in mistakes. Passion lies in the earth bones. Searching for right, I pass through dead water. Drops in the eyes of the ancestors that mirror the unknown. Drag and drop the idea. Tell it to the scholar man. Tie it. Vision is your boat. Find the isthmus for your children. Do not ask me why I care. For the idea I live and fight. For the way children of the new earth will return to the beginning, to the Anthropos. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my dear. Thank you. Somebody is trying to share
Yes.
the screen.
Maybe.
Could you please bring us back the other screen so we can see each other? Probably this is by mistake. I'm sure of that. Anyway, now I call. Thank you so much, Evangelia. Your poems were wonderful. So happy to have you with us. Now, what I want us to do is to call our sister Parvati and listen to her wonderful poem.
Good
Yes.
evening, everyone.
Good
And
evening, Parvati.
wonderful World Poetry Day to one and all here.
Mm-hmm.
So, Irene, I hope you know this is a dedication to Writers International Edition as well as for you.
Thank you so much, my dear. Thank you so much. I'm honored.
Can I go on? Can I go on?
Yes, please.
It's bridging cultures and uniting nations. Social media, we suspect them in no kindness or mercy, whether it's a bane or a boon. A time when cyber crimes hit and leaves darkness into many lives in quite unexpected turns. But quite long ago, I met this wonderful lady, a gem, and many traits she displayed. Her energy levels amazed me, and she was found once a time in FB with the post that defined her deeds, and her name to pierce my ears, Irene. I run, everyone never running with me. She mastercrafted many events for bridging cultures and to unite nations, to strike, seek, and serve humanity. Holding many diversities together, the many languages or borders least mattered. She excelled in all endeavors, entrusted her way, and treaded the path in glory. Beautifying the world she dwelled, pouring warmth among her brethren too. The world declared back in pride, let you bridge cultures, cross cultures, languages, customary attires and whatnot. And the world is just a globe where noble souls unite for noble causes. And there, writers, capital international, stood high. Irene?
I don't know what to say, my dear. It's such a huge surprise, first of all. And I don't know if I am really that much of an inspiration. Probably it's your inspiration. but really, thank you so much.
No, you deserve this, Irene, because you are the one, you are the exact backbone who works for all of us, actually. So I have to. There is no other way I can skip from this. And thank you, Lord's Writers International Edition, and I have to thank Please Sir too, who is again serving this purpose for all of us.
Thank you. We're extending a great hug to you and to everybody else that is going to be supportive for making poetry, writing, and all sorts of arts unite the world as we want to. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, dear.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And now I call Mr. Ujjwal Ghosh. Hello.
I have another meeting now. I must go.
Yes, Agathi, I know, my dear. Yes, goodbye.
Okay.
Kisses to
Bye
you,
bye.
dear. Thank you. So good being here. So now I'm calling Mr. Ujjwal Ghosh. I hope I'm saying the name right. He's a guest of honor representing his country, India. And actually, he is a very special person that as I've heard, and as many people have indicated to me, he has been teaching Greek and translating Greek poets into other languages. If I'm saying it right, the floor to you, Mr. Ghosh. Thank you so much for promoting our country and our culture and connecting our cultures together.
Thank you so much. I am honored to be here. That I will read two small poems. One is Greek, and then it's Bengali.
Wonderful.
Irisesmu, Eleni Gyarnopulu Gergulaki. The poetess I met in Athens in 1995. She taught me how to recite a Greek poem at Sunio Temple. Miles Tipote, Ignorizo, Apti Gimni Lofi. Ipir polimeni periada, ithalasa, tiki and taxidepsa, se chores exenes, se ipirus, imitra, pume genisedo, ta pepka, ta kiparisea, ta soclisia, mikri, aspti, kivi, ta nisia, ta pelaga, ta karabia, irisesmo. Now it's Bengali translation. আমাকে বলো না কিছু আমি জানি এই নগ্ন ছিলা হাওয়ার ঘর্ষণে এই উপত্যকা রোদে জ্বলা এই নীল সাগরও কি হলো তাতে দেশে ও বিদেশে ঘুরেছি কত মহাদেশে এইখানে মা আমায় জন্ম দিল এইখানে দেবদার ও সাইপ্রেসে মিশে গায়ের দেউল আর অনন্ত পারাবার রাশি রাশি দ্বীপের সাদা শাড়ি এইখানে শিকড় আমার This poem is translated by my guru as well as by my teacher, Oshit Chakraborty, who is the founder of Greek Club Kudos in Kolkata in 1989. Now I am reading my own poem in Bengali, a small poem.
Please.
With its translation. লোকটা অসংখ্য অনুবাদের পর গল্পটা এখন একজন মরা মানুষের মূলে ছিল একজন জীবিতের সময়ের পোলে জমে জমে স্ফীত হৃদয়টা শাখা প্রশাখায় পল্লবিত তবুও লোকটা মৃত English translation. The man. After so many translations, the story is now that of a dead man. Originally, it was of a live person. The soiled heart, accumulating silt of time, is extended with branches, despite the man is dead. Now in Greek translation, or anthropos, metapotosis metaphrasis, historia inetora aptienos necru, αρχικά ήταν η ιστορία ενός ζωντανού. Μια καρδιά με είδημα, συσσωρεύοντας τη λάσπη του χρόνου. Επεκτείνεται με κλαδιά. Παρά το γεγονός ότι ο άνθρωπος είναι νεκρός. Ευχαριστώ πολύ. Now, if you allow me,
Yes,
I
please.
want to recite the national anthem of Greece.
Of course. In a couple of days, we also have our national day,
Yes,
so
on
please do,
25th
please do.
March. Okay. Se γνωρίζω από την κόψη του σπατιού την τρομερή. Σε γνωρίζω από την όψη που με βία μετράει τη γη. Απ' τα κονκάλα αυγαλμένη των Ελλήνων τα ιέρα και σαν πρώτα ανδρωμένη χαίρε ελευθερία και σαν πρώτα ανδρωμένη χαίρε ελευθερία και σαν πρώτα ανδρωμένη χαίρε ελευθερία মুক্তিতোরে চিনেছি তোর করশির ভীষণ ধারে চিনেছি তোর দৃষ্টি তীরে মাটির যখন ধরা হৃদয় তীব্র ঝড়ে মুক্তি ওরে ললাম্ভূতা যুগান্তরের হাজার গ্রীকের অস্থিপূতা আদি সুরের রুধির স্নাতা মুক্তি ওরে আদি সুরের রুধির স্নাতা মুক্তি ওরে আদি সুরের রুধির স্নাতা মুক্তি ওরে Ευχαριστώ σε όλους.
Εμείς ευχαριστούμε. Μας συγκινήσατε. So touching, really, to listen from your own lips our national anthem, especially on our 200 years of being free again. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
God bless. God bless. Thank you for being with us tonight. You have given your special touch to this whole festival. Thank you, dear.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. And now I call Rodavyi Gogoni. Καλησπέρα.
Καλησπέρα, Ειρήνη μου. Καλησπέρα σε όλους μας, τους ποιητές. Χρόνια μας πολλά σήμερα, Παγκόσμια ημέρα επίσης. Χαίρομαι ιδιαίτερα που με κάλεσες, Ειρήνη μου, εδώ και είμαι σε τόσους αξιόλογους ποιητές. Σας ευχαριστώ ολόψυχα. Εγώ θα απαγγείλω το ποίημα μου στα ελληνικά και μετά να δώσουμε το λόγο στη Βασιλική Καλαχάνη να μου το απαγγείλει στα αγγλικά. Ευχαριστώ, αρχίζω. Πες μου ένα μέρος που να έχει καρδερίνες στα βουνά. Αχ, πες μου που κάθε Ιούλη και λαϊδούν τα μάτια σου στα πράσινα κλαδιά. Κάθε Αύγουστο που χορεύουν με τα κύματα της θάλασσας. Πες μου ένα μέρος που να έχει αγιόκλιμα, ρόδα εκατοντάφυλλα, μυρτιές να ομολογούν τους έρωτες, δελφινομάνες να θυλάζουν τα δελφίνια και οι γλάροι να ζηλεύουν. Αχ, πες μου ένα μέρος που να έχει μοναστήρια πάνω στους βράχους και όταν γυρίζουν τα καράβια στο λιμάνι να έχει για περιστέρια προσευχές στο γύρο δέντρα τις ελές. Αχ, πες μου ένα μέρος που να μοιάζει με το χρώμα των ματιών σου, να γέρνω πάνω στον κόρφο σου για να ξυπνάω το λόγερμα σαν στάχια τα ξανθά, να κάνω τάμα στην Παναγιά, στα χείλη σου να γεύω τον κόσμο. Σας ευχαριστώ.
Συγχαρητήρια, Ροδαυγή μου, καταπληκτικό.
Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ, σας ευχαριστώ ολόψυχα. Τώρα αν μπορεί η Βασιλική να το πει στα αγγλικά.
Ναι. Είναι έτοιμη.
Λοιπόν, on behalf hello again. On behalf of the Greek poetess Rodavyi Gogoni from Athens, Greece, I am going to recite her poem, Tell Me a Place. Tell me a place where goldfinches are found on mountains. Oh, please tell me. Every July, your eyes chirp and sing on green branches. Every August, oh, where are they? Oh, they dance with the waves of the sea. Tell me a place where there's honeysuckle, roses with 100 petals, myrtles that confess, passionate, sensational loves, mothers of dolphins that breastfeed their young ones, and the seagulls envy. Oh, tell me a place that has monasteries up on the solid rocks, and when the ships return to their harbor for prayers, there will be pigeons flying above on the nearby olive trees and on many other trees. Oh, tell me a place that looks like the color of your eyes, to lean upon your chest, so to wake up at sunset, and on blonde ear corns to make an oath to the Mother Mary of Saints, on your lips to taste this very real world. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you very much.
Congratulations to both of you. Rodavyi and Vasiliki, thank you so much. Really Greek.
Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ.
The core of our land. Σε ευχαριστώ, Rodavyi μου. The congratulations go all to you, actually. I'm just the hostess here. Okay. So then I'm going to call my dear friend Dimitris Karousis. Dimitri, hello.
Hello.
Floor to you. Καλώς τον.
Good evening, everybody. First of all, I would like to thank the Writers Capital Foundation for the chance that they give me to be here, Dr. Janatha, and of course, Irene Doura-Kavadia, for the coordination and for the incredible help to everything.
Thank you so much. Honored.
Right. We are celebrating, as you have understood, 200 years from the independence and the liberation of our nation in a few days. But our poetry and our language is going back 4,000 years since the first written document. And guess what was the first document that was written in Greek? It was poetry. And this fact make me to write a poem a few years back, which is published in one of my collections, poetry collections, and I hope that we will translate it with Irene very soon, and we will publish also in English. I'm going to read it in English first, and then I will, of course, in Greek, which is the language which was already written. In Praise is the title. Before the poets of my nation, who have been writing verses and stanzas for 40 centuries now, I shall humbly kneel in praise, because they have been keeping immortal the divine music of my language now and forever, and to the ages of the ages. I shall worship the holy hands of the poets, who have been inscribing such great, intricated words in people's memory, on antique marble, on ancient scroll and paper, the harmony and the light in their poems and verses. For 40 centuries now, the musicality of my mother tongue. Να το πούμε τώρα και στα ελληνικά. Δοξαστικό είναι ο τίτλος του ποίηματος και είναι αφιερωμένο στους ποιητές του γένους μας και κατά συνέπεια είναι an extension to everybody here and όλους τους ποιητές γενικώς. Στους ποιητές του γένους μου που γράφουν με στίχους και στροφές 40 τώρα αιώνες, μπροστά να γονατίσω ταπεινά και να υμνήσω, γιατί της γλώσσας μου τη θεία μουσική αθάνατη αφήνουν στον ίν και στο αΐ. Να προσκυνήσω τάγια των ποιητών τα χέρια, που γράψανε περίτεχνα τόσο σπουδαία έργα σε μνήμη, μάρμαρα, περγαμηνές και στο χαρτί, την αρμονία και το φως, σε ποίηματα και στίχους, 40 τώρα αιώνες της γλώσσας μου τους ήχους. Thank you.
Absolutely magnificent. Ευχαριστούμε πάρα πολύ. Dimitri, thank you so much. Really, this is a praise actually to the poets of our nation, but also, as Dimitri says, to every poet across the world, because as we said before, our weapon is our pen. And this is the one that we use in peace. Yes?
That's right.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Very welcome.
Now I call Alexandra Koligioti. Alexandra, are you with us?
Yes, definitely.
Καλώς τη.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
It's been a great pleasure of meeting all these important people, all these poetic people around me. As for you, Irene, you're an incredible host, I must say. Okay, thank you so much. Many thanks, of course, to the Writers Foundation and everyone for hosting us. I believe that you agree all that poetry is related to existence. We all write because we need to do that. There's an urgent need. So I'm going to read my first poem, which talks about struggling in life. I'll read it in English first and then in Greek. So the title is Life. Life, like a ball pen, you wish to last the hardness of the words that instigates these short and unspoken good mornings. Life, you write every second within the opening of the daydreaming eyelids of your beloved people. I write, continuously write, no matter the rustness it causes to me, to see that you reach the half of it. And tonight, perhaps tonight, will still the words left indelible. Now the Greek version. Σας στυλώ διαρκείας, ζωή, που εύχεσαι να αντέξει τη σκληρότητα των λέξεων, που εξωθούν οι μικρές και ανίποτες καλημέρες. Ζωή, που γράφεις κάθε δευτερόλεπτο μέσα από το ανοιγόπλισμα των ρεμποδών γλεφάρου σου, των οικείων προσώπων ίσως. Γράφω, συνεχίζω να γράφω, όσο και αν αυτό μ' αρρωσταίνει, να σε βλέπω να φτάνει στα μισά της. Και απόψε, άρα για απόψε, θα μείνουν ακόμη ανεξίτηλες λέξεις σου. I would also like to read another poem. It talks about the struggle of our relationships on our daily lives, but I'm going to read it only in English, so as for you to listen. Chessboard pieces, this is the title. Chessboard pieces worn out in times to pass, soliloquize drunken into the unparalleled secrecy of our times. Has anybody seen the king? Among the shapes, there goes the queen too. Not even her child recognizes her, or the mute costume of her. I do have the suspicion, though, that she turned the king into the horse, giving him a passionate kiss, afraid not of the laughter of his soldiers, still indifferent for the battles to come, moving towards the death that gobbles us all. Thank you so much for listening. It's been a great experience. Irene, thank you.
Thank you as well. Such a pleasure to have you here among us with such inspiring verses. Thank you, my dear. Thank you, Alexandra.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Welcome. And now, Vasiliki Kalahani. Vasiliki, once again, the floor to you. Now you're going to recite your own poems, my dear.
Okay. Good evening again, my dearest friends from all over the globe. 1 minute. Good evening again, my very dear friends from all over the globe. I sincerely thank you, Irene, Secretary General of the Writers' Capital Foundation, for organizing this fantastic global cultural event. At this moment, I am going to recite an extract from the diary of my son, Panayotis Kalachanis, and it refers to poetry. What is poetry? He wrote these thoughts when he was only 17 years old. These thoughts are from his diary. Poetry. Poetry is and will remain the step that leads us to become divine. It's a divine present. Poetry. What a beautiful word. I feel with joy and awe because it's something higher than me. I look upon it as a white pigeon that opens its totally white wings and looks at the sun. It goes up higher every time, even more higher, always flying. It never reaches its destiny. It's always flying. And this declares a battle for all your life with virtue and goodness, as the pigeon symbolizes in its way. Victory. Let us not be self-seeking. We are fighting not to be rewarded in any way, but only to be rewarded with love. Thursday, the 11th of September, 1997, on the ship as I am returning from Crete. These were the words of my son Panayotis Kalachanis when he was returning home from Crete. And now I am going to recite my own poem, which is dedicated to friendship. It has the title, We Are Both Together for a Very Long Time. This poem is dedicated to friendship to my dearest friend, Angeliki Georgiadi Kapokaki, who is with me today, and we are both at her beautiful house tonight. So many greetings from Corinth, Greece. We are both together for a very long time, you and me, like a cobweb. We, the poetesses, are. Before the star reached the point of midnight, before the sun set, we met before years. Because what would poetry be without humans? And what would we be without God? Marked by fate, with richness and misery. We, The poetesses are strange, mystical creatures. We try to reach the most beautiful suns, and they come and smile before us in silence. We live in the ethers, and at times in the bowels of this earth, we come down, live, and endure. We look like the moon, and we are water. From another star we have come, and to another star we shall go when we leave this earth. We, the tragic poetesses, govern a world full of utopia and pain, and we've given our lives for this, cut and torn apart from Cupid sensations, betrayed by love. Still, we are guarded by the angels of vastness. The both of us, together, for a very long time, we look like a certain tree, the tree that's bent down, like a bridge we are for so many wounded souls to go on into the future. And there's always a happy but cold wind that comes and kisses our faces and the lips of our sacrifice. Thank you so much for listening to me.
Thank you, Vasiliki. Thank you so much.
God bless. God
Wonderful
bless
verses.
everyone.
Thank you.
Love and friendship
you.
to all the world, to all the dear poets that are with us today.
Hopefully for that. Thank you.
Poetry's Day. Happy Poetry's Day.
Thank you, dear. And now I give the floor to Hamid Larbi. Hamid, are you here? If you're here, you can just unmute yourself. All right, let's give him some time to come and adjust. And now I will give the floor to Priya Menon. Priya, unmute yourself, dear.
Hi. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
We can hear you very well. Yes,
Okay.
now we can see you too. Hello, welcome.
Hi. Thank you. Firstly, happy World Poetry Day to one and all. And I'm excited here. I thank Mr. Preet Nambiar for giving me this opportunity. And talking about poetry, actually, Irene, I always wear a poetry. I live poetry. For me, poetry is an expression of life, love, and experience. I have 2 poems to recite today. Can I go ahead?
Yes, please.
Okay. The title is Soulmate. Those were silent affliction which I wrote with water. I never said it and you never heard. A story made of unspoken expressions. Oh, I wish you had for one time allowed me to flow in this bliss. This heart is absent-minded. Just don't ask about it. Better you ignore. Eternally, this bliss connected us, isn't it? Time made your heart understand to the core. While the sunset arrives and the gloom mend in, an anxious concern sneak in. When the wayward wind blows the lamp, oh, I wish you had for one time made up your mind to lit a lamp. I kept looking into your eyes, we share our blissful joy. Try to hold me by hand firm. Oh, I wish you had laid those lotus petals on a wet earth before me evaporate into a delicate fragrance. Soulmate. I have one more poem, Irene.
Yes.
The title is Bliss. At this garden of promising flowers, the way you look at me, oh wow, I have a butterflies in my tummy. There's an amazing shady in my behavior. I saw your dimpled cheeks and smile. My heart hops a beat for a while. Go and talk to him, said my inner voice. In shy and modesty, I lost that choice. I'm happy in this way too now. I close my eyes in bliss and see you, my love. Each day when you wake me up in my dreams, I simply talk about creations and feelings. Bliss. Thank you, Irene. Thank you, Mr. Preet Lambia, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Thank you.
Thank
Wonderful.
you. Thank you, Irene.
Now I give the floor to Vula Memu. Vula.
Thank you
Hello,
very much.
Kalispera.
Καλησπέρα από την Αθήνα. Good evening for Athens, to all poets in all the world. I am very proud to be with you this celebration, and congratulations, Irene, for you, and congratulations to all the poets in the world. I was too glad to hear my language from a person from India. I am very glad because it's too great for us. I think that all of us, we are neighbors, not only in the map, but we are neighbors, not only in the maps, but we are neighbors in our heart. And all of us, we have the same problems, and we are in one family. So today, poetry is celebrating, and all of us, we are together. I will read a poet in Greek language. If you want, Irene, translate
Yes, of course.
Okay. Το όνειρο της ισότητας. Ταξίδι αγάπης, της ζωής στις αλάνες οραματίζομαι. Παρθενώνες να χτίσω, με τόματα προλετάριας αφύπνισης, σε αγκαλιές από θυμάρι και ελπίδα, για τον χελιδονιών το καλωσόρισμα. Τα όνειρα να μην πενθούν στις αδικίες τους ξέσκεπους ουρανούς. Φτάνουν πια οι δεήσεις και ευχές. Τα παιδιά, οι γυναίκες, οι φτωχοί, ακατέργαστη απόγνωση. Έλα, δώσ' μου το χέρι σου, έλα μαζί μου. Ντύσου η αίρια, της Ολυμπίας το χώμα να προσκυνήσουμε. Η δάδα της ειρήνης, άσβεστη καλή συνοδοιπόρους. Μαζί το βωμό της ισότητας, της ελευθερίας να ανάψουμε. Πρεσβευτές στους λαούς της παγκόσμιας οικογένειας. Το πλοίο ξεκίνησε. Το όνειρο της ισότητας σε χρήζει καπετάνιο. Thank you very much, all of you. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you too. It is actually a very exquisite poem. Συγχαρητήρια, Βούλα μου. Εξαιρετικό το ποίημα. It's about equality, of course, and what can be done in order for this to be achieved. And Vula has got this great inspiration to write about this equality using actually part of our culture, part of our history, from Parthenona, from those pediments, from ancient Olympia, you know, where the Olympic Games came from, and this is the torch of peace that lights there every 4 years still today. All these things are mentioned in her poem, which is exquisite. We will actually share with everybody who wants it. It is translated, but now it is very difficult to be said, you know, because we keep forgetting things. It's so great. It's so obviously wonderful and exquisite. Thank you so much, Vula. Thank you so much.
Thank you too.
Exquisite, exquisite. Now I call, let me see if she's here. Rosy, ¿estás aquí? Rosy, Rosario, de Argentina. Es tu turno.
Acá estoy. Hola, ¿cómo les va a todos? Saludos para todos, para los jueces y para vos y bueno, para todos los compañeros.
Muchas gracias. Si quieres traducir algo, lo hago yo, sí. She's giving all her greetings from Argentina.
Vos vas a traducir todo. Lo que yo te diría es que si querés te lo paso porque es largo y como yo había pensado que tenía que hacer de animales, bueno, hice uno de animales, pero eran 2 chiquitos. Pero he conseguido en los libros míos viejos que tengo, he conseguido una historia relacionada con poemas y con todo lo que tiene que ver esto que estamos celebrando hoy día.
Bueno, te estamos escuchando.
Bueno, la tarde se pierde por aquellos cerros que cambian de color a medida que el rey se pierde, y aparece la plácida luna y las estrellas muestran su esplendor, un primero, otro seguida, hasta que el cielo se convierte en el mejor espacio de la noche. Estoy en una casa antigua, todos de techos altos, tablones de madera, los pisos chirrian al caminar. Escucho cómo suenan las chapas del techo. Salgo a mirar qué puede haber allá arriba. No encuentro nada. El ruido de los vientos cruzados que hacen fluctuar las ramas de los árboles añejos que rodean la vivienda. Ya adentro me dispongo a leer una novela rapidita para pasar el tiempo. Me gustaría pasar las horas previas a medianoche, sentada bajo la luz de una lámpara de pie, leyendo o releyendo algunas de obras que saco de mi biblioteca. También aneja allí los libros, hablan de personajes y de historias, bibliotecas también similares a la vida de los dueños de las propiedades del siglo pasado, antes de vender, antes de que se llamaran para renovarlas, antes que tuvieran en mi mente la intervención de hacer algo semejante. Entro. Las puertas golpean. ¿Será el viento? Me pregunto. Golpean, sigue. Me levanto, cierro una y otra. Se vuelve a golpear, las trancas se saltan. El alboroto que ocasionan es de esos que no se olvidan. Me vuelvo a levantar. Repito, las acciones de asegurar bien una y otra vez. 4 veces seguidas. Vuelvo a repetir lo mismo. Cierro, se abren. Me siento incómoda. Las luces se apagan. Miro arriba, siento pasos que van a una punta y a la otra. Se detienen, dan vueltas, saltan a la piola, retumban en mis oídos. La estufa a leña enciende. Los relámpagos dejan entrar una luz en la rejadilla. El florero de cristal cae al suelo. Todo se transforma en un piso de vidrios pequeños, pulverizados. Me quedo quieta. No me animo a salir del sillón donde estoy acurrucada con el miedo. El libro se cae de mi mano. Los perros comienzan a ladrar. El gato, al lado de la estufa, salta a mi falda. Grito. ¡Gato de... Pero tomo fuerte y nos miramos. Tocan la puerta. No hay luz eléctrica. ¿Quién será? Pregunto, casi sin voz. Soy yo, señor. Carlos, el encargado. ¿Será él? Me pregunto. No lo conozco aún. Estoy en mi primer día. Pase, digo con voz inquieta. Con la lámpara de querosén encendida entra, lo miro, viste bombachas de gaucho con botas de carpincho hasta media pierna, llena de barro, abrigo con un poncho tejido a puro telar. Todo esto lo veo enseguida. Me aferro a esta verdad, a Carlos. No temas, doñita, se ha puesto feo el viento y como dicen los viejos del lugar, cuando el viento se pone maldito, los fantasmas salen de su escondite y asustar a la gente. Bien, asustada estoy. Carlos nunca me tocó una cosa semejante. Vine a darme un nuevo aspecto a esta casona y ella, la antigua, me recibe con este temporal. Ya, a pesar...
Rosy, muchas gracias. ¿Quieres que le pasemos a todos esta historia? Es muy bonita, ¿eh? ¿Quieres que la pasemos luego? ¿Qué dices? Estás preciosa. Muchísimas gracias.
Sí, eso es lo que yo te decía.
Un gran abrazo.
Me faltaba un poquitito ya para terminar.
Sí.
Es larga, yo te dije.
¿Solo un poquito? Ah, sí, claro. Muchas gracias, Linda, muchas gracias.
Bueno, de nada, hasta luego.
¿Quieres que decir el poema? ¿Quieres que decirles el poema también?
A ver. Blanco como el suave despertar. Su maullido me despierta, sus uñas sin uñas ha nacido. La gatita de mi abuela, con los ovillos juega. Se enreda entre las hebras, dulce gatita de mi abuela. Tierno pompón en brazos, lana suave y sedosa. Come zanahorias, el conejo de la casa. Duerme entre almohadones, pompones de jabón usa para bañarse en agua dulce. Listo. Muchas gracias.
Muy bonito. Muchas gracias. Sí. Bueno, thank you so much, Rosy. Muchas gracias. Is here Hamid Larbi? Have you got name? Hamid?
Yes. Sí. Sí, ahora lo paso.
Si no es...
Ahora lo paso para que lo tengan. Pero está todo en castellano.
Gracias. Sí. Muchas gracias.
De nada, muchas gracias a vos y a todos.
Okay, Hamid Larbi is here. No. Pilar. Yes. De Argentina. Sí, también de Argentina. Dime. Buenas tardes, ¿sí? Hello.
Good evening. Good evening to you all. I'm glad to be here. It's a great opportunity for me. Thank you so much.
Our pleasure, dear.
Well, I'm going to read two poems. One poem is in English and in Spanish, and the other I couldn't translate in English, so I would read it in Spanish. Well,
por favor.
Its name is Opening Path. Joined together by the reason itself, sharing one view, opening path, building bridges, stop being heedless, assembling lives by first-hand ideas, by infusion of colors and tastes and grounds, of unknown destinies and unified path, by one voice, by one hand. What would it be about life if there were not an idea, if there were not a sense to look for happiness in this time. If the inconsistency of the hypocrisy prevents unity, what would it be about us if there were no equity, or if there was just a soliloquy with a little bit of content, misunderstand and careless? Well, I'm going to read it in Spanish, in my mother language. Abriendo caminos, reunidos por la razón y el ser, compartiendo un solo parecer, abriendo caminos, construyendo puentes, dejando de ser indiferentes, armando vidas por fusión de ideas, por infusión de colores, tierras y sabores, de destinos inciertos y caminos unificados por una sola luz, por una sola voz, por una sola mano. ¿Qué sería de la vida si no hubiera un ideal, si no hubiera un sentido para encontrar la felicidad? Si la inconsistencia de la hipocresía impidiera la unidad, ¿qué sería de nosotros si no hubiera equidad, si fueran tan solo soliloquios de escaso contenido, incomprendidos y sin sentido? Well, that's one poem. The other poem is in Spanish and it's about life.
Wonderful.
¿Qué es la vida? ¿Qué es la vida? ¿Es acaso una toma de decisiones de carente importancia y vana realidad, en la que se busca encontrar un camino que diga, venid hacia acá, esta es la huella que guía y centra la humanidad, caminad por este rumbo, este es el que lleva a la verdad? ¿Qué es la vida? Es tal vez una meta predestinada que se habría de encontrar y de este modo hallar la felicidad. Es un intento de ir más allá, entrenando vidas para un ideal que ni bueno ni malo, hace herir y matar o vivir y gozar, cada uno su vida, un silencioso mar de temor y odio o un escabroso cielo de humildad. ¿Qué es la vida? Es el fin de la seguridad, el zarpar inseguros buscando tesoros de vital importancia, pero de real inconsistencia, que merecen no ser encontrados, dado que es su valor indefectiblemente escaso y pobre, que hace que el hallarlos marque sensación de hipocresía, que hace vernos como hormigas en un universo tan inmenso, ante abrumadores esfuerzos de mejorar, aislando de la vida a los deseos de conquistar, caminos azarosos, llenos de pesar, que hacen temblar a los pueblos y son motivo de tanto mal. Well, that were my two poems. I hope you like it.
We like them very much, both in your mother tongue and in English. I have to say that in your mother tongue a little bit better because I love Spanish so much.
I think that all of the poems and the songs are better in the mother language.
That's right. Yes, we're only trying to translate about 85% to 95% if it goes right. This is the translation, and it's another kind of work of art altogether. Thank you so much, Pilar. Muchas gracias. Un abrazo fuerte desde Atenas hasta Argentina.
Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Our pleasure, dear. Es un placer. Και τώρα θα καλέσω τη φίλη μου, τη συνεργάτιδά μας, Σμαραγδή Μητροπούλου. Hello, my dear Smaragdi. This is your turn.
Hello. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Irene. Feeling happy, honored and blessed to be part of this splendid event. Congratulations to all participants. Today is a celebration. We're celebrating poetry. We're celebrating humanity because poetry unites people. I'm going to read my poem I paint both in English and Greek. I paint a sun, a basil on the window sill, and a love among the bougainvilleas. I paint a well with water, quench your thirst, a nightingale to sing to you, and the moon to keep you company at night, not to be afraid. I paint a road full of stars, a path full of dreams, and a golden line to show you the way. I'm waiting for you. The clocks broke tonight. I'm waiting for you, and I paint home. Ζωγραφίζω έναν ήλιο, ένα βασιλικό στο περβάζι και έναν έρωτα ανάμεσα στις βουκαμβίλιες. Ζωγραφίζω ένα πηγάδι με νερό να σβήσει στη δίψα σου, ένα ειδόνι να σου τραγουδά και ένα φεγγάρι να σου κρατά τη νύχτα συντροφιά να μην φοβάσαι. Ζωγραφίζω ένα δρόμο γεμάτο άστρα, ένα μονοπάτι σπαρμένο όνειρα και μια χρυσή αχτίδα να σου δείχνει το δρόμο. Σε περιμένω. Σπάσαν απόψε του κόσμου τα ρολόγια. Σε περιμένω και ζωγραφίζω την ελπίδα. Thank you very much. Ευχαριστώ πολύ.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Maragdi. Πάρα πολύ ωραία. Ευχαριστούμε.
Thank you.
So wonderful.
Ευχαριστώ.
Give a big hug to my birthplace as well.
Of course, beautiful.
We are from the same island. My father is from the same island of Andros. Yes, in the Cyclades.
Yes, beautiful Andros.
A big hug and a big kiss. Is Mr. Hamid here now? Thank you, dear. Hamid Larbi? If not, I will give the floor to Meher Pestonji, ma'am, from India. Meher, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here, Irene. I'm here.
Good evening.
And very proud to be with such elite company and such good poets from all over the world. Thank you for this invitation. My poem, I have two poems. Both on the theme of universal coming together of people around the world. A lot of my poems, I use a lot of imagery from nature. And in the first poem, which is called Flower and Mountain, I have taken two visually very different images from nature, a flower and a mountain. And I've tried to show that, and I've repeated the theme of flower is distinct from a mountain, but showed that overall the unity is the same in all creatures of the world. A flower is distinct from a mountain, but the same sun warms both. A flower is distinct from a mountain, but the same wind whips both. A flower is distinct from a mountain. The same earth molds both. A flower is distinct from a mountain. The same shower soaks both. A flower is distinct from a mountain, but both beautify our earth. Now, the second poem is actually started off as something that another poet had written in another group. And it's an idealistic poem about all poets being kind of someone who's kind of different from the rest of societies, people who are more idealistic, looking for some ideal place to live. So the other poet, Richard Spezak, he had written a poem called Citizens of Nowhere, and I have taken off from that Citizens of Nowhere. It says, it goes, we the citizens of nowhere set sail in universal boats, searching for universal islands, far from nationalist moats. We come in all the colors, brown, black, yellow, white, celebrating the red that unites us under our skins, dark or bright. We denounce the walls that divide us. Sorry, I've lost it, one sec. We denounce the walls that divide us into religion, race, or tribe. We reject powers that govern us without our will, with their might. Such boats there are aplenty, coming from west and east. From the north they come, to the south they go, intermingling in seas of unity. Seagulls celebrate our mission, turning pink in sunrise glow. They swarm in circles like garlands around our floating boats. Green gleams ashore in sunlight. Palms wave welcoming hands. Citizens find islands of peace with people from different lands. Thank you.
Thank you so much, dear Meher. Thank you. Wonderful poems, both of them. Really inspiring. We wish we had a place where we could all be and where our identity would just write poet or citizen of the world or something like that, instead of just any nationality. Well, of course, we don't mind that, but we mind the borders, actually, and everything that comes in between people. That is all we mind. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now I call my friend Christos Sanos, φίλος συνεργάτης, πτυχή.
Καλησπέρα σε όλους.
Good evening.
Namaste. Good evening to all. I hope the day finds you well. It is a great pleasure for me to participate in this International Poets Meet 2021, Bridging Cultures. The bridges unite. Friendship is the bridge that unites countries. Love is the bridge that unites people. Destiny is the bridge that unites couples. My poem, For Your Sake, is the bridge between the present and the future. Greek version with rhyme. Για χάρη σου. Σε μια επόμενη ζωή, όσος καιρός κι αν χρειαστεί, να σε αναζητώ, να ψάχνω να σε βρω, κοντά σου για να έρθω, μαζί σου να βρεθώ, τα πάντα για σένα εγώ θα πράξω, τον κόσμο όλον εγώ θα ψάξω. Για χάρη σου τους κεραυνούς θα πιάσω, δύναμη να αποκτήσω. Βροντές και αστραπές θα πλάσω, τον χρόνο να νικήσω. Φαράγγια δύσβατα, έλη και βάλτους θα διαβώ, σαν πρόσιτα όλοι θα ανεβώ. Δάση απροσπέλαστα και ρήμους θα περάσω, κοντά σου για να φτάσω. Ωκεανούς με μια σχεδία θα διασκήσω, τα μάτια σου τα γαλανά για να αντικρίσω. Για χάρη σου, σαν τον Περσέα, στον Πήγασο θα ανέβω και όλον τον κόσμο θα γυρίσω. Σαν τον Ορφέα, στον Άδη θα κατέβω και όσους μας γνώρισαν για σένα θα ρωτήσω. Σαν τον Ορίωνα, κάπου στον ουρανό, θα γίνω νέο αστέρι τον κόσμο από ψηλά για να κοιτώ, έως ότου σε βρω γλυκό μου τέρι. Κι αν οι προσπάθειές μου αυτές τύχει και δεν εκπληρωθούν, αλλά ανούσιες και μάτιες φανούν, τότε για χάρη σου, σαν τον Κλεάνθη, στη μοίρα θα προσεύχομαι. Θα της προσφέρω άνθη, να εισακουστώ από αυτήν θα εύχομαι. Τον τόπο και τον δρόμο να μου δείξει, τρόπους για να σε βρω να μου υποδείξει, για να μπορέσω πάλι να είμαι κοντά σου, να γεύομαι τα χάδια, τα φιλιά σου. English version. Your attention, please, because my English is not as fluent as yours. For your sake, in a later life, as long as it takes to look for you, to seek you out, to come near you, be with you, everything for you I will do, the world I will turn inside out. For your sake, I will catch thunderbolt power to gain. I will create thunder and lightning to beat time. Impossible gorges, swamps and marshes I will cross. I will climb in inaccessible mountains. I will through thick forests, and I will cross deserts to reach you. Ocean with a raft I will cross to gaze in your blue eyes. For your sake, like Perseus, Pegasus I will mount, and the whole world I will turn upside down. Like Orpheus, I will down to Hades, and those who knew us about you I shall ask. Like Orion, somewhere in the sky, I shall become a new star, the world to see from above, until I find you my soulmate. And if all these efforts of mine happen to not be fulfilled, but seem futile and vain, then for your sake, like Cleanthes, to fate I shall pray. I will offer her flowers, wishing to be heard by her, to show me the place, to point out the path and ways to find you, to be able to be with you again, to taste your caresses and your kisses. Best wishes from Greece. Peace, abundance of love.
Wonderful. Thank you, Christos. Wonderful. In both languages. Thank you so much. Will you tell whose blue eyes you're seeking in a whole eternity? Shall we say? Να πούμε ποιανείς τα μπλε μάτια ψάχνεις.
My wife.
The blue eyes are a tribute.
I'm a man in love. After
yes, a tribute to his wife, Carla. So, a lovely lady. I love her so much. Blessings and kisses to both of you, to all your family. Thank you, dear. So, the next one to be with us is a friend from Venezuela, Mariela Pora Santana. ¿Estás aquí, querida Mariela?
Sí, aquí estoy.
Sí, todo el tiempo te he visto. Bienvenida, querida, bienvenida.
Muchas
gracias. Un abrazo fuerte.
Trataré de hablar en inglés. No es muy bueno mi inglés. Diré en castellano y luego en inglés.
Sí, thank you so much.
Primero, un cordial saludo para todos los poetas presentes en este maravilloso festival que celebra el Día de la Poesía. Significa mucho para mí poder compartir con tantos poetas del mundo. Soy Mariela Porra Santana, de Caracas, Venezuela. A cordial greeting to all the poets present at this wonderful festival that celebrates Poetry Day. It means a lot to me to be able to share with so many poets in the world. I am Mariela Porra Santana. I am participating from Caracas, Venezuela. Then I will read my poem to you. What's happening to me? I do not remember anything. Primero lo leeré en castellano.
Sí.
¿Qué me pasa? No me acuerdo de nada. Lapidaria pregunta estremece sus cimientos. ¿Dónde encuentro respuesta? No en su mente perdida, no en los ojos que asustados miran. Ellos guardan sepulcral silencio. La verdad no cabe, la verdad no existe, tan solo la realidad persiste. Va muriendo la memoria, sepultado estará el todo, de vuelta será la nada. ¿Cuánto fue? ¿Cuánto ya no es? ¿Cuánto no será? Mientras un ser perdido en su ser, el final o el inicio. En English. I do not remember anything. Lapidary question. Shake his foundation. Where to find an answer? Not in his locked mind. Not in the eyes that look scared. They are little silent. The truth does not fit. The truth does not exist. Only reality persists. Memory is dying. Very well bet the whole, but will be nothing. How much was it? How much is no longer? How much will not be? Meanwhile, a being looks in his being, the end or the beginning. Fue genial poder participar con tantos poetas del mundo, ver unidos a tantos países con la hermandad y el amor que siempre debería ser presencia. Gracias por permitirme ser parte de ello. I was glad to be able to participate with so many poets in the world, to see so many countries unite with the brotherhood and love that soul always be a presence. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of it.
Thank you as well. Fue un placer tenerte aquí con nosotros, todos los poetas del mundo. Un abrazo muy fuerte desde Atenas, Grecia, desde todo el mundo hasta Venezuela.
Infinitas
Muchas gracias. Thank you so much for being here tonight among all these poets. Thank you, dear. The next one is going to be, let me see, Mohammed Azumi, if I'm saying it right. Mohammed, welcome to Poets Meet today.
Yeah, could you hear me?
Now we can hear you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
From the Maldives.
My name is Azumi. I'm from the Maldives. First time I'm participating, and thank you for hosting this event. It's a good platform to meet fellow poets, and happy International Poetry Day to all of you. So about the theme today, I think basically what unites us, being from diverse cultures, is love and affection and understanding. I'll get to the poems I've written. Could you hear me properly?
Perfectly well, loud and clear.
So this poem is called Unity. It used to be shades of gray, colors filled with uncertainty. Then arrived a divine ray with 2 shades of unity. 2 stripes was all it took. Words became simpler to spell. It was now an open book, no more in need of a shell. It was a noise, a voice on repeat, a melody bound to the east wind. Waves crashing on both one's feet, a breeze that brought flowers of spring. A song that played in one's heart, nothing more than black and white. A rhythm that surpassed the dark, that carried on with love to light. That is one of the poems, and this is especially dedicated to people who I don't know. It's about the Maldives, basically. What I feel when I'm on the beach. At times, I wish I could put away everything worldly behind, feel the sand by the bay with an unconfined mind, float without a worry, let nature take its course, begin a new journey with countless open doors. Light as the breeze, a content soul at ease, blessed with the keys of the seas that never cease. No clocks or a calendar, just the sun, moon, and the stars. Embrace Mother Nature with beautiful scars. Thank you for letting me participate.
It's a pleasure having you here and listening to your wonderful verses from the lovely place of the Maldives. Thank you so much, Mohammed.
Thank you for
being
having me.
here. Okay. We'll meet again for sure. That's a promise. All here are family anyway. So don't you worry about that. We'll meet again. And now we shall watch a video that is actually more food for thought. And we will comment a bit after that so that everybody gets to know what we are doing in Writers Capital Foundation as well, apart from these poetry and writing and art events. Let us all watch the video and think about it and see what we can do about it as a community of people that can read, write, and can actually promote principles that are needed much in our in humanity. Please mute yourselves.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Ano pong order niyo, ma'am? Isang Asian chicken sa Korean spaghetti. For dining or takeout? Takeout. One chicken, please.
me tell the story that no one else can hear. How can someone's laughter bring me close to tears? And you'll never know, 'cause you're never there. After what we've seen, can we close our eyes again? Let me tell this story. You won't think it's true. I have not forgotten, so I'm sharing it with you. For all the things we know, what have we learned? Though I close my eyes, the images and the story begins again.
Well, after this, just a second, yes. After this, we cannot close our eyes anymore, especially we that live in the land of plenty. When we have so much, actually, we don't realize what is happening around us, or we just vaguely know, or we simply try to ignore. But as the song says, even if we close our eyes, the images remain. So what I wanted to say is that at Writers Capital Foundation, we don't just write poems, we don't just recite poems, we don't just paint, we don't just host events and everything. We believe that education is the solution for most of the miseries in the world. And we're here to empower children who will make upcoming generations. We're conducting a program, therefore, known as Prerana. That means inspire, to inspire kids for the very best in their lives, to make them dream, to bring prosperity in their lives, a holistic kind of education. As writers and poets, you can make a lot of the difference in this world. We can all make it together. Let's do this together. This is also one of the major causes, noble causes, that Writers Capital Foundation is dedicated to. Be a part of us. We'll let you know how you can help, just like we do. And now we go to our next participant, who is a great friend as well, Perways from India, Shaharyar, if I'm saying also the name right. You're here with us, my dear.
Yeah, you are speaking, taking my name, the right pronunciation. Thank you for that.
We're here to listen to your wonderful verses, dear friend and poet.
Yeah, thank you. Dear all, greetings from New Delhi, India. My name is Dr. Parvesh Shahriyar. I am an Indian poet. I would like to express my gratitude to Writers Capital Foundation, my dear friend and honorable poetess and cultural ambassador, Irene. In particular, I would like to thank Honorable Chairman, Mr. Preet Padmanabhan Nambiar. Now I am going to read my poem in English, titled The Desire of a Poem. Since today we are celebrating International Poetry Day, so I thought it would be relevant to present this poem to all of you. The desire of a poem. A poem wants the reward of its poetry. A poem is restless at somewhere in the distance in my soul. A poem sometimes from the high peaks of my mind and sometimes from the deep valleys of my heart. Like some new delicate bird, a poem is being impatient to raise its head, having a desire to see the new world around. A poem being excited by ecstasy is waving all in a hurry, like a spring comes out with overflow. After tearing the chest of hard rocks, in the same manner, emotions are boiling in the kiln of my senses. Like vapor, these vigorous emotions are boiling by breaking all the boundaries of consciousness. Wants to wave along with waves in a reckless atmosphere, fly along with the winds, roam along with the beetles. Like a small spring which gets find its own way, a poem also wants to break out the high walls. From my soul, from my heart, it wants to be a storm. It wants to be popular among its admirers. Who has dared to stop the jumping water of spring by one's feet? How can I stop a poem? The poem has been the product the poem has been the product of society since the dawn of this civilization. The poem wants its own status, how long it can be confined in the iron cage of body. A poem wants something extra of cell confinement. A poem is a blowing water. A poem is a troubling wave. It wants from a little spring to be a high waterfall. A poem wants to find the reasons for its existence. A poem wants the courage to reach out up to you. A poem wants the reward of its beauty. Thank you once again. Now I am going to recite my another poem. The title is The Nature's Command. Oh, human beings, come together. build a new world order. Love thy neighbor. O human beings, come together, build a new world order, love thy neighbor. Make a new mega nation beyond the political boundaries. Instead, big and small nations come together, build a new world order. The humans are not enemies. The humans are not enemies. Your enemy is pandemic. Your enemy is disease. Your enemy is poverty. Your enemy is starvation. Your enemy is barbed wire around your big and small countries. Your enemy is migration of poor who go vagabond for bread and butter. Oh, human beings, come together, build a new world order. Your language, your religions, your food habits, your clothes, your houses are no more hurdles. These stand no more strangers. O human beings, come together, love thy neighbor. Thank you very much once again. Thank you.
Thank you. It was wonderful. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Always inspiring verses. Thank you, Perways. Thank you, dear poet and friend. Now I will. Pleasure that you were here with us. Now I call a friend from Greece, Niki Skouteri. Niki, welcome to our Poets Meet.
Hello. Thank you for this celebrate. My name is Niki Skouteri and I am from Greece. I'm very happy to be among poets from all over the world. My poem is here for you and has entitled Spring. I read it first in English and then in Greece.
Perfect.
The crown spring her dress embroiders, full of bright stars at the full moon. Brother in heart, the soul, the sun, her hair caresses, offering joy and brightness in her embrace. Her lane, a carpet full of greenery, with laughter, games, and joy imbued with, that she brightly revives, she offers her shade, and by lying there, she leans feeling delighted. A basket with ready cherries there by her side. The youth is cutting to the maiden. Her gurgling laughter spreads happiness all around, and nature is pickling in a mature bliss. O you three-mast vessel at pleasant spring, offering all intoxicating wine, you blow worries away to let us become children again. Which time can hold us back in the aftermath? We all together bejewel a colorful and promising canvas. And now in Greece, η άνοιξη περίλαμπτη κεντρά το φόρεμά της, γεμάτο άστρα φωτεινά και ολόγιομο φεγγάρι. Ο ήλιος σύμμαχος ζεστός χαϊδεύει τα μαλλιά της, προσφέρει χρώμα και χαρά μέσα στην αγκαλιά της. Απλώνει τώρα αυτή χαλή γεμάτο πρασινάδα, γέλια, παιχνίδια και χαρά σε μια περικοκλάδα που πρόσχαρα αναγεννά, τον ίσιο της προσφέρει. Η άνοιξη ξαπλώνει εκεί, γέρνη, ευτυχισμένη. Ένα καλάθι δίπλα της με μιστά κεράσια προσφέρει τώρα ο νιός τινιά, γεμάτος χτυποκάρδια. Το γάργαρο το γέλιο της σκορπά την ευτυχία, η φύση τώρα όλη λάμπει μεστή ευδαιμονία. Άνοιξη τρικάταρτη, μα και ευλογημένη, κρασί μεθυστικό γύρω παντού προσφέρει. Έγνοιες παίρνει μακριά, παιδιά όλοι να γίνουν. Ποια καραντίνα μας κρατά, καμπά όλοι στολίζουν. Thank you very much.
We thank you, Niki. Thank you so much. Bravo. Συγχαρητήρια. Congratulations. Wonderful. Thank you so much. So now is the time for Nelly Spiliopoulou another great friend from Greece. Nelly, are you here with us? Nelly? Καλησπέρα.
Good evening again. It's me, Vicky Kalahani from Corinth, Greece.
Βασιλική μου, χαμήλωσε τον ήχο σου. Δεν ακούγεται τίποτα, κορίτσι μου. Λίγο χαμήλωσε, μάλλον αρκετά.
On behalf of Nelly Spiliopoulou from Kiato, Corinthias, Greece, because she has some obligations, she can't appear with us, but in mind and spirit, she is with us. And I believe she is following us, and she is in a very good mood with us tonight, because she is a wonderful poetess. She gave me 2 poems to recite to you. The first poem bears the title, We the Gypsies. We the Gypsies became fugitives of life from the impersonal persecutors. They followed us on our journey, jumping in the streets of life, in the labyrinth. We were walking in a circle. We swirled around the abyss. We looked silently through the trains outside the kilometers with speed, running loudly, losing the sight in the passing of events. The performances have no picture anymore. Everything is in a line, and we were just fugitives. We camped in bags, just like the gypsies. We were unwanted, the fugitives of life. For them, we were in danger, because we were constantly looking to find a place on earth like paradise, to rest, to live. They called us without a voice many times, gypsy fugitives, leave. We were in danger. We were expelled. They hated us because we always sang and played the guitar, and for no other purpose. They disliked us because we had brilliant suns in our eyes. We were trampled because we were proud with love in our hearts for life. They underestimated us because we had flowers in our souls, smiles in our mouths, unadulterated. We were in danger. We were expelled. We will be the fugitives of life forever. Thank you very much for listening to the first poem of Nelly Spiliopoulou. Now we are going to her second poem that bears the title, Do Not Talk. Do not talk. Do not react to the events, because you will be characterized as culprits. Wear the mask and hide the smile. The rotten teeth are not visible below it. Who wants to bite flesh? The sucked blood is not visible behind it. The vampires. Bitterness on the lips is not visible behind it. If you supposedly cared, do not talk about the law. Law is a value, and only a few follow the law. Do not talk about morality. Morality has disappeared. It only lurks in pure souls. Moral values have become what we eat and what we drink, and how we will have a very good time
to be honest and useful citizens. Oh, run to celebrate with wine and delicacies, to satisfy your eternal hunger. Run to celebrate, wear your goodies, to hide the rot of your soul. Run to show your very good testimony from the outside. Lizards came in front of me, and they're crawling up the table. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you on behalf of our friend who is not here with us tonight. Unfortunately, one of our other friends who is also a great poet, Ramesh Warrior, is not with us either. However, he has sent us his poem. So let us all listen to him, because he's actually too busy with his amazing words for humanity. It's worth watching. Ramesh Warrior.
Dear esteemed poets and creative minds, world as one is an amazing concept. I have often come across people who talk about kindness to animals now and how we should share this world with all our fellow beings. I often wonder, what is the concept behind the phrase living being which has life? Let us take a table, for example. Do you really think that the object has no life? Let us look at it this way. We are talking about an object which is made up of millions of molecules, which in turn has trillions of electrons moving at lightning speed. So to conclude, all beings which has energy impacts the world either negatively or positively. But Almighty Himself is a positive energy. So let us treat each object and subject with respect. Walls divide, borders divide. So let us dream of an open, borderless world which thrives on love, respect, and dignity. Let us overwhelm this world with love and change it forever. My poem, String of Hearts, is all about love and inclusiveness. Here I will recite it for you, and I hope you would love it. Poem, String of Hearts. Deep magic is at play right here, in this wonderful world of God. His masterful strokes fill this land, bringing life truly alive with beauty and sheen, with love and respect as the bonding glue. Stunning flora with blooms all around, graceful fauna in brilliant hues, marvelous water flows quietly, nourishing life. Dazzling sun brings out the daylight canvas, with soft, delightful moon ushering the elusive night to light. Then He rolled out men to this world, keen to see them shape this globe. Disaster struck when rogue, greed and power as their driving force, turning sensual nature raving mad. Stand up, O beautiful souls, stand up and sow the seeds of love all around. Watch them grow to colossal giants, bridging cultures and lands around, bringing nations together as one, a world bonded together with a string of hearts. Thank you.
That was actually a lovely poem by Ramesh Warrior, who is dedicated to humanity. And now the floor goes to Natasa Thanu. Natasa. Natasa Thanu. Good evening. Kalispera.
Kalispera. I am glad to be among you. A universal thank you to our beloved Irene. Poetry Day, and I would like to give her a poem. In my poem, I characterize poetry with its emotions and I decorate it accordingly. Poetry is her name. When you see her, she stands out. She gives off her fragrance. She smiles joyously as she generously sprints her grace. She puts on the ornaments of her soul. Thousands of fragrant pink petals, which she offers along with white lilies, sweet hymn by the goldfinch. She dresses in white garments, and with a happy red heart. She seduces you, inviting you to enter her world of joy with her white feelings. But when she's dressed in black, the nightingale does not sing. The sun is hidden in the clouds. The sky looks sad. And when she acts like an Amazon, she places her sword in her waistband and fights evil with grace. Whatever is unfair in this world, she illuminates with the light of her knowledge. She decorates it with an olive twig. Poetry is her name. Inspiration is her gift. With love and respect, Donna Marie. I wish poetry to unite people and create blooming friendships by bridging peoples. I greet you. May we meet again. Καλησπέρα σας. Χαίρομαι που βρίσκομαι ανάμεσά σας. Ένα συμπαντικό ευχαριστώ στην αγαπητή μας Ειρήνη. Η μέρα της ποίησης και θα ήθελα να της δώσω ένα ποίημα για χάρη της. Στο ποίημά μου χαρακτηρίζω την ποίηση με τα συναισθήματά της. Την δίνω και τη στολίζω ανάλογα. Ποίηση είναι το όνομά της. Όταν τη δείτε θα χωρίζει. Το όραμά της απτυχαρίζει. Στις χαρές της χαμογελάει. Την χαρά απλόχερα σκορπάει. Βάζει τη ψυχή στα στολίδια, ευωδιαστά πέταλα, ροζ χίλια. Τα προσφέρει με άσπρα κρίνα, γλυκιά υμνοδία απ' την καρδερίνα. Δίνεται με φορέματα λευκά και με χαρούμενη κόκκινη καρδιά. Σε παρασέρνει στη χαρά της, με τα άσπρα συναισθήματά της. Μα όταν τα μαύρα της φοράει, το αηδόνι δεν τραγουδάει. Ο ήλιος στα σύννεφα κρυμμένος, ο ουρανός κοιτάζει κλειμμένος. Και όταν την Αμαζόνα κάνει, στη μέση το σπαθί της βάζει. Πολεμάει με χάρη το κακό, το άδικο στον κόσμο αυτό. Τη γνώση με φως φωτίζει, με κλαδί ελιά τη στολίζει. Ποίηση είναι το όνομά της, η έμπνευση είναι χάρισμά της. Με αγάπη και σεβασμό Δόνα Μαριλή. Εύχομαι η ποίηση να ενώνει τους ανθρώπους, να δημιουργεί φιλίες ανθισμένες, διαφυρώνοντας τους λαούς. Σας χαιρετώ. Στο Φανιδί. Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ.
Thank you so much. Natasha, it was wonderful, and thank you so much for the dedication.
Thank you so much, Irene. Thank you very much.
You're all my inspiration. You know that. You know that very well. You're all my inspiration. I'm so happy. I'm so happy, really. I told you yesterday, you're all my gems. I said it today too. I feel blessed having gotten to know all of you. And you know, our family is expanding, so we all have to be really happy about it. Yes. And now another great friend, Nuli Tsagaraki. Come, dear Nuli.
Καλησπέρα.
Hello, dear. Kalispera.
Hola. Namaste. Good evening to everybody. Very happy and honored to be among you and to join all the nice courses you are making. I'm Nuli Tsagaraki from Athens, Greece, and I will not take a lot of your time. I will just say one poem. Hold on. Just wait a minute. Because I can't find where I put it. Just give me 1 minute, please. Okay. Yes, here we are. So I will say it first in English, okay?
Of course.
Synchronized hearts. Sorrow had the brown color of eyes. Side-lined dreams were hanging from warmed clothes. Loneliness was hidden in shaded corners, and silence on tight lips. Frustrated souls were sinking in chaos, scared by loss, until the moment that suddenly hands stretched out, gripping each other tightly, and then, at once, everything colored under the melodic sound of countless synchronized heads. Και στα ελληνικά. Συγχρονισμένες καρδιές. Η θλίψη είχε το καστανό χρώμα των ματιών. Παραγωνισμένα όνειρα κρέμονταν από ρούχα φθαρμένα. Κρυβόταν η μοναξιά σε σκιασμένες γωνιές και η θλίψη σε χείλη σφιγμένα. Ματαιωμένες ψυχές βυθίζονταν στο χάος, σημαδεμένες από την απώλεια. Μέχρι τη στιγμή που ξάφνου χέρια απλώθηκαν γραπώνοντας σφιχτά το ένα το άλλο και τότε μόνο μιας όλα χρωματίστηκαν κάτω από το μελωδικό ήχο αμέτρητων συγχρονισμένων καρδιών. That was my participation. Η συμμετοχή μου. Ευχαριστώ πολύ. Ευχαριστώ, Όλγα. Δεν σας ακούω τώρα, σας έχασα.
Congratulations, dear Nuli. Yes, you can hear me now? Wonderful. Συγχαρητήρια. Συγχαρητήρια για το υπέροχο σου ποίημα. Wonderful verses as always. Very inspiring. Thank you so much. Thank you, dear. The next is our friend Lakshmi. If I'm saying it right, Lakshmi. I can see you here, dear. Hello.
Yes.
Good evening. Yes.
Thank you, Irene.
Welcome.
Good evening to all. I'm Lakshmi Unikrishnan from India. I've been staying in UAE for 11 years. I have experienced love, pain, and separation while staying away from home. The poem I'm reciting is titled Home.
Good.
Home. Home is that long silence stretching across the desert. It is a whimper at mother's chest. I search for it in the fragrance of turmeric wrapped in dried plantain leaf. Home is the absence of reminiscence and the warmth of teardrops in damp pillows. I search for it in old photographs that lay in the cabinet, in the faded hue of wall painting that my grandfather drew once. Home is a boundary beyond the sky and tides where I transcend in sleep. It was where I belonged once. And could you please tell me, where do I belong now? Thank you. Moving to the next poem. It is titled Grandmother. I was brought up by my grandmother. I had a strong bond between myself and grandmother. As fire leapt up at grandmother's funeral pile, memories rolled together. She had gone. She recited hymns at daybreak, fed ravens at our backyard. She was wrinkled but gentle. Draped in a white sari, she watered tulsi plants. My eyes glazed at night, senses numb, and fingers fumble for her presence. She had gone. Her memories are pressed into a corner of the shelf from where I picked her rosary and started chanting. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Wonderful verses. Thank you, dear, for being with us. Then let us see, is Hamid with us, Larbi? Perugu Ramakrishna?
Yes, ma'am.
Rama.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening, madam.
Hello,
Good
dear
evening.
poet. Welcome.
Yeah. Very fine. Very namaskar to everyone. And Kalinixta to all my Greece friends.
Thank you.
And my sister Irani and my good friend and the chairman of the World Capital Foundation, Mr. Preet Nambiar. I'm for the long many days I am associated with the World Capital. I participated in Panorama Festival also, and I am honored with the Global Icon Award in January, and I'm very thankful to the Writers Capital for giving this great opportunity on World Poetry Day. My greetings to all colleague poets who presented their beautiful poems today. I really enjoyed every poem, and some of the poems I am going to publish in my literary page, which I am doing for a daily paper, which will appear in every Sunday. Particularly just now, poem read by Lakshmi and many other Greece poets, wonderful presentations. I'm very happy to listen the beautiful contents.
Thank
and
you so
today
much,
my poem.
Yes, before you recite your poem, I have to also congratulate you for having been awarded with the Global Icon Award. This is something that I should have said before, but I wanted to give you upfront all the floor to talk, first of all.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
You're therefore one of our guest of honors here tonight, representing your country as well. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. Dr. Perugu Ramakrishna, a poet from Andhra Pradesh of South India. I do write in my mother language, Telugu. I am in the poetic journey for the last 4 decades, and I visited about 15 countries in Europe. I came to Greece in 2011, and Larissa, that time it was a World Poetry Congress held
Come
in
again. Come again. It's been a long time.
It's my favorite country. I want to come again. So this is the very popular language, which is also called Italian of East. Very sweet language. I just introduced my mother language, few lines. Title of this Sarihaddu Rekha. Ee rekha paina rendu desala ankshalni jayinchudam. Iru hridayala layanu okati chese swasanu srishtiddam. Rakta jalapatala madhya vidveshagni lava pravahala gunda o shanti marganni nirmiddam. This is how, and this translation is line of control. which today's our theme speaks, the bridging of cultural relations, is possible only through love. This poem speaks about that. The title of the poem is Line of Control. Let us conquer control on that line and join heartbeats to create a new breath. Let us bridge a passage of peace through blood rills and rancor lavas. Although that path, let us adorn with a touching human warmth and fondness lost, and garnish with fragments of rainbow smiles and friendly hellos. Let us cull out inner dialect of speaking eyes, raising down lines between man-made phonations. Remember, words only broke life singular. Remember, words only broke life singular and placed on two sides of one bitter line. As two contentions souls in continuous grouse, one race into two sparring enemies. 2 + 2, see we have 4 hands with the 20 fingers, just enough to sow seeds of roses, erasing between two nations lines of hatred, wines of slayed innocence. Lines of hatred, wines of slayed innocence. My second small poem title is Trance, which also speaks about the world peace and cultural connectivity. The land where the sky illumes with tranquility, there the 5 senses sing sweet serenades. The trembled moon beams into the dale, assonate with gentle zephyrs to hum silent hymns. The quietly melting fog canopies unveil a spread out heart oyer, when the sky becomes a mirror and spells a mystic mantra on waiting heart. The soul slowly slips into a trance, and the beauty around turns naked and dances like a stripped ripple of river Ganges. The soul slowly slips into a trance, and the beauty around turns naked and dances like a stripped ripple of river Ganges, which is a powerful river in India, river Ganges. Thank you, and my greetings from India to everyone.
Thank you so much. Congratulations for everything that you have done in order to promote literature. Such powerful verses that really inspire us and have this mystical imagery of your country and your culture. You really made us travel, actually, to the banks of the river. Wish we were all there at some point. Thank you so much.
I still remember the river Penas in Greece. I walked in the shores of river Penas.
Yes, 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 it's true.
And also the mountain.
Smaller, of course. Much smaller. But anyway, yes, they're all having their charms, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
This is true.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We wish you all the success in the world for everything that you're doing, and you're actually supporting poets as well and poetry, and also you're in the service of humanity. That's why you're a major part of the Writers Capital Foundation. Thank you for all your support.
Thank you. I hope to have a long walk with Writers Capital.
And we all hope, and it's a promise for each and every one of you. Imagine that we are more than 3.5 hours here, and I don't feel tired at all. I could have it double. I'm so happy that everybody is here, and I don't believe that there is anybody else that we have not announced. Is there anybody that has come late and we haven't announced? Or
one point
earlier?
Dr. Saroja Devi is there.
Yes. Yes, please. Would you like to talk? Haven't you talked?
No, another poet from India, Dr. Saroja Devi. Yes, there.
Yes, I don't see the name somewhere. If there's here, maybe they can recite their poem. Yes.
Yeah. I think she said she's there.
I don't see right now. Maybe, you know, there's connectivity problems tonight. For
Maybe
some
that
people.
is also there.
This is true. Well, first I have to congratulate everyone. Lovely verses, powerful verses. Thank you. You are the proof, actually, that poets can unite the world, can bridge cultures if they want to. And this is what we can all do together. So at this point, with our hearts filled with joy and peace, this wonderful poetry festival draws to a close. Again, thank you all so much and congratulations. Promising.
Hello there.
Hello.
This is George from Dallas.
Hello, George. Hello. Hello, dear. How are you?
I'm looking very hardly to find my notebook when I had my poems, you know, this weekend, and I have no luck at all.
Oh dear. Just tell us a hello and it will be enough, I guess. We'll see all your beautiful things on art, and pay attention because just the closure of this festival is going to be this Notion, the Arts Festival, where you are the coordinator of Greece. Right.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to remind this to everyone and to myself too, because I have to be more.
We all know, don't you worry, we all know. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you. Thank you also. I wish all the best for all humanity and for all the people that were listening to us and all the people that were attending and sending their marvelous poems and thoughts and colorful thoughts, maybe, or I don't know, everything. It was a nice uniting process. To be honest, still, since I didn't find my poems, I was just continued on drawing and living on the poems being running, you know. So because I'm in a project, so it is called the Mythos of Ariadne. So this is going to take care it's in process. So
Wonderful.
Yeah. I'm somewhere in the middle. So I had some, you know, an urge to talk to you and to celebrate and say hello to anybody who was over there.
Thank you so much, George. Thank you so much. This is exactly what we do. We unite cultures, we unite arts, artistic expressions. This is what we do. And now I have to say goodbye to everybody, because we have been here for 3.5 hours, and I really don't want to do anything else to their patience. So we are all here for you. This is what I wanted to tell you. Writers Capital International Foundation and Writers International Edition are here for all of you, to inspire you further, to promote and to assist you in any step you take towards the desired international career. For further benefits, you can also browse through our membership cards. You know, many of you are already members, and with which you will become proud members as well of our foundation, whose ultimate aim is actually to serve humanity through its charity projects for the less privileged, as you've seen through the video across the world. In one of these programs, namely Children's Educational Project on Holistic Education, all of us here tonight assisted, and therefore are all to be congratulated. A great thank you. Until we meet again, have a beautiful evening, and may you all be blessed with abundance and prosperity. And above all, peace and love. And now we're closing with our next project, the grandiose Panorama Art Festival, which is going to be conducted in May, like George said as well. And now please let us all watch this video and say goodnight to everybody. God bless. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank
you very much.
Good night.
Good night to
Good
all.
night.
Good night.
Let's all watch the video.
Good night.
Καληνύχτα σε όλους. Good night.
Γεια σου Χρήστο.
Καληνύχτα.
Good night.
Good
night to everyone. Καληνύχτα. Καληνύχτα σε όλους. Χαρήκαμε. Περάσαμε υπέροχα.
Σας ευχαριστούμε πάρα πολύ. Thank you all so much for being here. Everybody chipped in a bit and hugely to this grandiose festival. Thank you all so much. We'll meet again very soon, we promise. This is what we do.
Goodbye, Irene.
This is what we do.
Goodbye,
Goodbye, my dears. Love you all. Love you all. Love you all so much.
Goodbye, all. Goodbye.
Bye.
Take care.
Goodbye. See you very soon. See you very soon. Καληνύχτα, φίλοι μου. Καληνύχτα. Σας ευχαριστούμε. Thank you all so much. Good night, everyone. It was great. Let's inspire the world, shall we? Let us all together inspire the world. This is what we do. This is what we shall do. Okay. Thank you all for being here tonight. Such a long and grandiose poetry festival. It is all because of you. Thank you all so much. Good night.